Hi everyone, this is Chun Hao here, and this video I'm gonna go through a trial paper. So this is a maths trial paper, and it's from the trial 2026 that just finished recently. Okay, and also this is my first maths trial paper I'm doing. Yeah, so in the future I will do more. This is the Kelantan one, and yeah, hopefully more state papers will be out in the public and I can make more videos in the future. So this video is the Kelantan Percubaan SPM 2026 Mathematic Kertas 1 lah. Okay, I got leave my telegram here, CHAN9262. So if you all have PDF for other state paper, if you want me to make videos on those papers, you can send me using this telegram. Okay, one more thing before I start. If you want to gain early access to all my future trial videos, you can join my channel membership. I will leave all the link in the description. Okay, so if you're interested to gain early access, yeah, feel free to go down there and join my channel membership. Okay, if you want to lah. All right, I think that's it for the introduction. I'm gonna start going through the paper now. So let's go with question one. Okay, diagram one shows the first five terms for a sequence. Actually, it's not five terms, it's only four terms. I don't know why they say five here. Yeah, it should be four terms. Calculate the value of x. Yeah, there's only four terms here. All right, they already said this is a sequence. That means there's a certain pattern to all these numbers, right? And your job is to figure out the pattern first. So how to get from here to here, and how to get from here to here, and how to get from here to here. You have to figure out these patterns in order to find the x value. So the x I don't know. So what I'm going to focus here is on the negative 9 and negative 16, right? So my immediate instinct is I can take negative 16 minus negative 9 to get the difference here, right? So negative 16 minus negative 9, okay? Because I want to know the difference here. So if I use my calculator, I get negative 7, meaning negative 9 minus 7 gives us negative 16, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take 5 minus 7 two times and see whether I get negative 9 or not. If I minus 7 two times and I get negative 9 here, that means, yeah, that means negative 7 is how you get to the next number, right? Just minus 7 to get the next number. So I'm going to press 5 minus 7 in my calculator, and indeed my calculator gives me exactly negative 9, which match with the question here, right? That means the difference is really negative 7. So this confirms it. This confirms that to get to the next number, you have to take the previous number minus 7. So to get x, it's pretty straightforward. 5 minus 7, negative 2c is the answer. That's it. Number two, Sally is trying a bread recipe by mixing flour or whatever and water. Okay, the ratio of flour to water is 5:3. Okay, so we have flour or flour, okay, water, and the ratio is 5:3. So you need more flour but less water. Yeah. So if Sally has 1.5 kg of flour, what is the mass of water in gram that she needs? Okay, look at the unit carefully. This is in kg, but they want to find in the mass of water in g. Okay, first of all, 1.5 kg of flour will be here, right? So let's find out the mass of water in kg first, right? And it's gonna automatic comes out in kg because when you calculate later, this is in kg, so this will automatically comes out in kg also. And then we convert to g. How to convert? 1 kg is 1000 gram, right? So what I'm gonna do is converting like that is times 1000 lah. Okay, but let's not worry about that first. Let's calculate the mass of water in kilogram. So from here to here, I times how much? Let's press 1.5 divide 5 lah. So my calculator gives me 0.3. Okay, it means from ratio convert to kg, I have to times 0.3. So from here also do the same thing. This is 3 is the ratio. You want to convert to kg, you times 0.3. Sini darab 0.3, sini pun darab 0.3. And we press that, you get 0.9. It means the mass of water in kg is 0.9. But you cannot blood B-boy, huh? You cannot blood B-boy because this is in kg. They want in g, in gram. So to convert into gram, you have to take 0.9 times 1000, and that gives us 900. So the answer should be D, 900 gram. So in exam, you have to be very careful when there's unit. So you have to just look at what unit they want lah. All right, that's it. It's not that hard. Yeah, that's all. Okay, number 3, Sulin and David each bought R and S Hari Raya cards. So we know the R and S represents number of cards. So these are like the bilangan card yang dia beli lah, berapa card. Okay, the price of RMT each to be given to Johan. It means T represents the price of each card. And I believe they are buying the same brand, or you can say the same type of cards. It means they cost the same lah. So one card costs you RMT, yeah. So that means Sulin buy R card, so she has to pay R times T lah. Yeah, because one card is T ringgit and she bought R amount of cards, so it would be RT. The total price would be RT for Sulin. And for David, it would be S times T. Okay, given that R is 8, S is 6, T is 1.5. Okay, this is so weird. They straight away give us the RS8. So let's just put it in. R is 8, S is 6, and R is 1.5. That means each card is 1 ringgit 50 cent. And Sulin bought 8 cards, David bought 6 cards. Calculate the difference in the amount paid by them. Okay, let's find out the amount of Sulin, and then find amount of David, and then I ambil besar tolak kecil lah. Because difference bah. Difference means cari besar tolak kecil. So to get the amount paid by Sulin is pretty simple. 8 times 1.5, right? And for David, it's 6 times 1.5. Yeah, because one card is 1 ringgit 50 cent and David bought 6 cards. So press this, and later take the big value minus the small value and you are done. So what I get here is 8 times 1.5. Wait, all right, I got 12 here. And this 12 is RM, by the way. Yeah, is the price. And then 6 times 1.5. Wait for me. I got 9. So to get the difference is 12 minus 9. So it's 3 ringgit. So the answer is C. Okay, we don't have to worry too much about the working because this is paper 1, right? So you can see when I write the working, I don't even care about writing the unit and stuff like that. But of course, if we are doing paper 2, we have to make sure we write the unit at the final answer here and write nicely. I will write difference equals here, something like that. But since this is paper 1, I will just go, I'll just go fast. We don't have to we don't have to make sure our working is perfect, right? Yeah. Okay, number 4. During the canteen day at Sekolah Menengah Sri Murni, a total of 500 coupons were sold with a total collection of 8,000 ringgit. So 500 coupons were sold, and the profit, or you can say the total gain, total amount earned is RM 8,000. The coupon consists of 2 prices, which are 10 ringgit and 20 ringgit. Okay, so there's actually 2 types of coupon. Okay, 2 types of coupon. One coupon is 10 ringgit, one coupon is 20 ringgit. Okay, so which of the following shows the correct number of 10 ringgit and 20 ringgit coupons? Okay, what I will do here is I will straight away look at the answer. So when we are doing paper 1, don't forget that we actually have 4 choice. Kita ada 4 pilihan dekat sini. So apa kita boleh buat is just straight away look at the answer, and because we know one of these answer will be correct. So if we just calculate, we can actually calculate using the answer straight away. Just go down and try to see which one gives you 8,000 later lah. So you can see this one is 150 10 ringgit, right? So you would just times here, you get 1,500 plus with 350 times 220, and then plus these 2 together. Okay, so one more time, 150 times 10 plus 350 times 20, and you get 8,500. It means the total gain from here is 8,500, but it's not the answer because the total collection should be 8,000, right? The total should be 8,000. Okay, and what about this? Oh, one more thing. They mentioned a total of 500 coupons, right? Yeah, that's why if you take this plus this, you get 500. 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 Yeah, because the total amount of coupons sold is 500. That's why all the sum here is 500. But you are trying to find the RM. You're trying to find the profit. Okay, like how much you earn. That's why you have to times with the, like the RM lah, basically. Okay, let's do this same thing. This one times 10, this one times 20, and then plus them both. All right, use your calculator and you will get 8,000, and it's very clear lah. This is the answer lah. Yeah. Okay, the C and D confirm salah already, but I will try it also. Times 10, this one times 20, and then plus this one you get 7,500, which is not 8,000. And then 300, this one also do the same, times 10, this one times 20, and then plus, and you will get 7,000. Yeah, so the answer is very clear here. It's B boy. Okay, yeah, total collection 8,000 is B boy. All right, that's it. Okay, number 5, a metal sphere and a box have a mass of 18 gram and 200 gram respectively. So a metal sphere is 18 gram, but the box is much more heavy. It's 200 gram. Okay. What Chen places X metal sphere into the box. So one metal sphere is 18 gram, but if you place X amount of metal sphere, the mass is gonna be 18X. Yeah, because it's like 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18 X times. Yeah, because you place X amount of spheres inside. So now the total mass of the box and the metal sphere is greater than 290 gram. What is the smallest value of X? Okay, I think this one you have to use the inequality symbol because they say greater than. So greater than dia punya symbol macam ni, lebih besar, right? Yeah, bigger than, greater. Tak ada line, tak ada line. Greater than, tak ada line. Kalau dia cakap greater than or equals, then only you put the equal like that. Alright, so what the total mass of the box and sphere? Okay, this is the 18x is the total mass of sphere, but you have to combine with the box. But the box is there's just one box only, so just plus 200. Okay, and the total mass here must be greater than 290, so greater than 290. And I think you just solve the inequality here, and then find the smallest value of x lah. Alright, so first thing I will do is I'll try to find x ma. So we're trying to make the x single here. So kalau nak jadi x single, we have to pindah all this to the other side. So I'm gonna pindah the plus jadi minus 290 minus 200 gives us 90. And how to find x is 90 divided 18. So you press this, your calculator will give you 5, right? But the symbol is still bigger lah. Okay, only in one circumstance you will terbalikkan the symbol here. Okay, there is one scenario where you have to flip the symbol is when you divide with negative number. Yeah, when you take this number bahagi dengan negative, then you have to flip the symbol, bigger jadi smaller kan? Ataupun smaller jadi bigger lah. But this one no need because you divide 18. So you just end up with x bigger than 5, right? So what is the smallest value of x? 6 lah. Yeah, 4 cannot. 5 also cannot. Because they say x bigger than 5. If x bigger than 5, if you try to list the first three integer, it will be 6, 7, 8, and then dot, 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 dot. So the smallest value should be 6. Okay, 5 is not included because they say greater than 5, right? But what if there's a line down here? What if that is like greater than or equal? Then 5 is included. 5 is included in your solution if there's a equal symbol here, but there's no line down there. So 5 is not included. The smallest value should be x. And also confirm it will be integer, meaning that it will not be decimal or fraction because this is, bro, this is x. X is the number of metal sphere. So number of metal sphere must be like a whole number. It must be an integer. Okay, dia tak boleh jadi like 5.1, 5.2, tak boleh, tak boleh. Yeah, this is number quantity, right? So there shouldn't be any fraction or decimal. So the smallest integer, smallest value of x integer is 6 lah. Yeah, smallest mah, 6. Alright, that's all. Hope you understand. Okay, number 6. Okay, just looking at this diagram, I already know this is a lower form question. Yeah, lower form means the form 1, form 2, form 3 punya soalan. In diagram 2, POT and ROU are straight line. Okay, I'm going to highlight it because it's so many lines, it's confusing. So I'm going to highlight the POT line, which is this line right here. And the other one, I'm going to highlight ROU, which is this line right here. Okay, they are both straight lines. Okay, and we know straight lines, they are all 180 degrees. Okay, find the values of x plus y. And then they give you the ABCD answer here. Alright, let's focus on the yellow color line first. Never mind, let's focus on the red color line because I see that this total angle is 180, right? And I know this is 68, so I can find this straight away. And after finding here, this angle will be same with this angle. Yeah, because it's the x, right? Yeah, the opposite angle will be same. Okay, anyways, let's find out what's this first. 180 minus 68, 112. And guess what? This is also 112. Yeah, because if I give you an x here, this angle will be same with this angle, and this angle will be same with this angle. Okay, so this is 112 also, and you can see this is y and y add together. So if this is y, this is also y. That means these two angles are same. They are same size. That's why they are both called y. So we can say that y plus y gives us 112. So 2y is 112, and y is equals to 112 divided by 2, and you get 56. Okay, now we have to find x. Alright, I think for x you can use the red color line. Yeah, because the angle from here to here is 180, right? Yeah, because the red color line is a straight line. So you can take 180 minus 112 minus 50, you get the x here. Okay, so to get x, I take 180, which is the total angle from here to here, minus 112, yeah, minus 112 and minus 50. Okay, alright, use your calculator to help you. You're gonna get 18 here. But the answer is not A. The answer is not A. They ask for x plus y. So you have to take 56 plus with 18. So that gives you 74. Yeah. Alright, that's all. Number 7, simplify the following expressions. Okay, this is also a lower form question. So the way we do this is try to factorize. If you can factorize, factorize. And then try to simplify it lah. Yeah, basically just factorize. And kalau boleh factorize, factorize. Kalau tak boleh, simplify macam tu. Alright. So if we look at this fraction here, we can't factorize it. 5x is just nothing you can do about that. X plus 2y also tak ada apa boleh buat. Okay, this divide you can actually change to times, and when you change to times, this whole thing flip upside down. Okay, so 3x plus 6y jadi atas, 2xy jadi bawah. And hold on, this 3x plus 6y actually can factor, boleh factorize. How do you factorize? So these two terms, they both can divide with 3. Right? They both can divide by 3. X tak boleh because 6y tak ada x. And then y tak boleh because the first term tak ada y. So the only thing I can factor out is 3. And you should factorize. Yeah, you should factorize. Yeah. So divide with 3, you get x. And then 6y divided by 3 is 2y. And then you left with 2xy dekat bawah. And then here stay the same. 5x over x plus 2y. And how do you take fraction, darab fraction? You do like atas, darab bawah, right? So when you take atas, darab bawah, that means atas, bawah sama boleh potong. So this one and this one actually can potong. Because everything hubungan dia darab sekarang. So it's like something times something times something over something times something. So when everything is like something times something, something times something, you can cut it like this. So now you just left with 5x times 3 dekat atas, which is 15x, and then 2xy left down here. Okay, and also the xx also can cut because it's like something times something over something times something. Yeah, can cut also. Okay, but if there's a plus here, then cannot cut lah. Yeah, dia mesti darab baru boleh. Alright, so the answer is 15 over 2y. B. That's all. Alright, move on. Number 8. Given square root 3t equals 9s minus 4u. Calculate the value of t when s is 1 over 3, u is 1 over 2. Okay, this is quite straightforward. You just take the s value and u value sub inside and you get the value of t. Alright, so square root 3t, the t I don't have. T is what I'm trying to find. And then 9s minus 4u, I'm just going to put a bracket and put in the value. So s, let's put in the value accordingly. 1 over 3 here, u 1 over 2 here. Alright, I'm not going to... Okay, you can use calculator. Just press the whole thing can also. But if you want to do yourself, it's quite easy also. 9 times 1 over 3 is 9 divide 3. So get 3 basically. And then 4 times 1 over 2 is 4 divide 2, which is 2. So it's just 3 minus 2, which is 1. But the left side is square root 3t. I'm trying to find t. So t has to be single. So we have to pindah square root and pindah 3. But which one pindah first? The square root first. If you pindah 3 first, wrong already. If you pindah 3 first, wrong already. And also if you pindah 3 first, there's no answer here. Yeah, I'm already looking at the answer here, and if you pindah 3, tak ada jawapan. So you have to pindah square first because square is outside. Yang outside kena pindah dulu. So square root hantar jadi square, so it's 1 square. But guess what? 1 square is also 1, and then t is 1 divided by 3 lah. So the answer is A. Yeah, it's quite straightforward. Nothing fancy. That's it. Alright, number 9. The exterior angle of regular polygon is 3k. Okay, later I'll explain to you what is exterior angle. While the interior angle of the same polygon is 9k, calculate value of k. Okay, this is actually quite easy. They give you exterior and interior, calculate value of k. So what you have to know is the exterior angle 3k plus with the interior 9k will be 180. Yeah, so 12k is 180 and k is 15. So the answer is A. But I don't think you'll be satisfied with the explanation like this because some students, they don't know what is exterior angle and interior angle. So I'm going to explain it to you now. So very easy. I'm just going to draw a regular pentagon. Regular means the pentagon has 5 sides and all sides are same length. Yeah, just assume they are all same length. So what is interior angle? Interior angle is this angle right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. And this is what we call the interior angle. And it's 108 by the way. Yeah, because it's a regular pentagon, and regular pentagon, the each angle inside will be 108 because of the formula n minus 2 times 180. Yeah, you need to know this also. Even though this question doesn't require you to do that, but you need to know this also because it asks in the exam also. So the sum of interior angle is n minus 2 times 180. So it's 5 minus 2 times 180, which is 540. But since it's regular pentagon, you can divide with 5 to get each angle 108 lah. Now, what is exterior angle? Exterior angle is basically you extend the line here, 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 you extend the line here. Extend the line means you panjangkan the line. And did you realize when you panjangkan the line, there's another angle here, 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 here. And this blue color angle is the exterior angle. Yeah, that's the exterior angle. And did you realize the exterior and interior, they both add up to 180? Yeah, they both add up to 180. So in order to get this, I just take 180 minus 108, I get 72. Yeah, because it's a straight line. That's why the sum here should be 180. And this would be 72, 72, 72, 72 also. Okay, okay, I'm gonna mention a few things that student might not know, right? So the sum of interior angle, the sum of interior angles for all polygons, for all polygons, it will be n minus 2 times 180. We all know that, okay? If you don't know, you should know now. Yeah, n minus 2 times 180. And the n, you must know the how many side lah. Eh? If it's 3 side, you must know 3, 5 side, must know 5, macam tu. Eh? But the sum of exterior angle, the sum of exterior angles for any polygon will always be 360. Yeah, this one not many people know, so I thought I mentioned it. Yeah, so sum of exterior angles for any polygon, it will be always be 360. Okay, and if you don't believe me, you can take 72 plus 72 plus 72 plus 5 times, right? Which is 72 times 5, and you will get 360. Okay, so yeah, macam tu lah. Okay? But of course, this question we don't need to use, yeah, we don't need to know this in order to do this question lah, but still it's important to know also, so I mention it to you. Okay, so for this they give us the exterior angle 3k, interior 9k. So basically they give you exterior interior, you just, yeah, exterior and interior plus together is 180. Yeah. Okay. Oh, one more thing, this is a pentagon, right? What if I draw a hexagon or heptagon or octagon? Still, the sum of interior angle will be n minus 2 times 180, and the sum of exterior angle is still 360 also. Yeah, because this formula doesn't just work for pentagon, it works for any polygon with however many sides, right? Yeah, so these are the stuff you need to know lah. All right, hope you understand the stuff I'm talking about. I'm gonna continue now. All right, number 10, just looking at this list of numbers, I already know is the measures of dispersion. Yeah, it's very obvious. So given a set of numbers, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, blah, 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 okay, XY is arranged by ascending order. Ascending order means tertib, menaik. So, kalau dia sudah susun jadi tertib, menaik, that means these numbers, the X and Y here is bigger than 9 but smaller than 17 lah. Okay, so and the mean is 14. Okay, determine the median. Okay, this is under measures of dispersion for ungrouped data, the Form 4 chapter. Okay, okay, before finding the median, okay, can I find the median? Okay, median means the middle number, right? So middle number, so cut here, 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 cut here. Yeah, you left with these two numbers right here. And if I cut again, then there's nothing left already. So what you should do is actually take the x plus y divided by 2. So my median is x plus y divided by 2. And I don't have the x value and the y value. So I think we cannot do this first. We have to use the mean 14. Yeah, use this information to try to find the value for x plus y. Yeah, because we need the x plus y, then only we can divide 2 to get the answer. Okay, that's why they give you this information first. Takkanlah dia bagi information tu tak guna, mesti ada guna. So mean is 14, and we all know the mean symbol is like this, and the formula is take the sum of x divided by n. Yeah, for ungrouped data, this is how the formula looks like. Just take the sum of x will be the data, yeah, the sum of all the data, divide with n, which is how many data you have, right? So it will be 3 plus, okay, I'm too lazy to write all this, so I'm just gonna use my calculator and press 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 9 plus 17 plus 21 plus 22 plus 23 plus 25, and that gives me 138. Okay, and then plus x plus y, right? Okay, the x and y we don't know, so we cannot plus, so we just write it beside. Over how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Divide by 12, and we will get 14 because the soalan says, right? So I think I can get the x plus y from here. Okay, we cannot find x and y separately. It's not possible to get x equals something, y equals something. Cannot. This is not possible. It's not possible. But we don't need that. Kita tak perlu cari x and y separately. What we need is the x plus y together. So we can find the x plus y together is good enough already. So what we do here is just pindah the 12 and pindah 138. So first pindah 12, 14 times 12. What do you get? Alright, my calculator give me 168. So write that down. So now your x plus y, 138 hantar jadi minus. 168 minus 38 is 30. And the 30 is the x plus y, right? And then now you can find the median lah. X plus y divide 2, 30 divide 2, 15. So the answer is B, boy. Okay. So for this question, don't try to find x equals something, y equals something. No, it's not possible. Yeah, we can't find the x and y separately. Okay. But we can find the x and y punya sum total together, which is 30 lah. But the x and y separately, we actually don't know. It could be 15 plus 15, it could be 14 plus 1, it could be, yeah, it's like, it could be 10 plus, I don't know, 20. Well, I guess 20 is not possible because they already said ascending order. So yeah, it should be between 9 and 17 lah. But you get the idea. You get the idea. You get the point, right? The x and y is not possible to know the exact specific value for x and y separately. Okay, but we don't need it. Okay, we don't need it. What we need is just the x and y total up. X and y tambah together. Okay, all right, that's it. Okay, number 11. Diagram 3 shows the graph represented by the function y equals negative x squared plus x plus 2. So they actually gave us the equation and it's complete actually. Dia punya equation lengkap tau. Why I say lengkap is because, yeah, it's only in terms of x. So we can actually find a lot of things from here. Like all the roots, the x-intercept, the turning point, all we can find it. Okay, with the maximum point P, okay, this is the maximum point, and we can actually find the coordinate here. Okay, determine the values of mn and the coordinate of P. Okay, m and n is the roots, or you can say the x-intercept, dia punya pintasan x. Okay, and if I look at A, B, C, D, they actually give you the mn value and P lah. Okay, I don't even want to look at the answer. I just want to do myself. All right, to find the roots, to find the mn value, you simply just do y equals 0. Yeah, that's how you find roots. That's how you find x-intercept. Ganti y kosong. So you just do negative x squared minus x plus 2. The whole thing equal kosong. Like that. And you factorize this using calculator. Okay, the way to do it is, first you have to make sure negative ni tak boleh ada negatif dulu. Kalau ada negatif, dekat A tak boleh tekan calculator. So what you do is you bahagi negative 1. So tukar tanda. And then bahagi negative 1, tukar tanda. Bahagi negative 1, tukar tanda, equals 0. And now you press calculator and you will end up with two answers. So I hope you all know how to tekan lah. You tekan the menu A, degree 2, A tekan 1, B tekan 1, C tekan negative 2. And my calculator give me 1 and negative 2. And now you have to write bracket equals 0 here. And the 1 you have to pindah balik jadi x minus 1. Minus 2 pindah balik jadi x plus 2. Okay. But since m is on the left, so this must be negative 2. N is on the right, so this should be a bigger number 1. Okay. So m negative 2, n is 1, right? Okay, and I'm sure if I look at A, B, C, D, I can see which one confirm salah already. M negative 2, okay, this is wrong already lah. M negative, this one wrong also. So A can be the answer, So I think I need to find the P coordinate to know which one is the answer. Okay, so how to find P coordinate? Well, P is the maximum point. P is the maximum point. Okay, for maximum point, in mathematics, you learn two methods. Yeah, there's two methods in how to find maximum point. So how to find TP? TP is turning point, but sometimes it can be minimum, sometimes it can be called maximum. Yeah. So there's two methods. So let's talk about method number 1. Method number 1 is you find the axis of symmetry first. You find the axis of symmetry. Why? Because the axis of symmetry, the Parksy symmetry, will be the x coordinate lah. The x coordinate of the turning point will be axis of symmetry, right? And how to find the axis of symmetry? You take the roots, plus with the roots divide by 2. Yeah, so x equals to x1 plus x2 divided 2. Okay, take the roots, add together, divide by 2. And after you get that, you will know the x coordinate of the turning point. But how to find the y coordinate? Sub x into equation and then find y. Okay, and the y is also known as the maximum value or the minimum value depending on the shape. Yeah, the y we call it the maximum value for this. Okay, second method, you also find axis of symmetry. But you use the other method, which is x equals negative b over 2a. Okay, yeah, you can use this formula to find axis of symmetry. And then the next step is same like just now, sub the x into equation to find the y coordinate. And the y coordinate is also known as maximum value or minimum value. So this is like a small notes that you can jot down in your book or wherever you want. So it's quite helpful actually, this one. Okay, for those students yang ada ambil at maths, there's actually a third method here. Yeah, there's actually a third method, which is you do completing the square. Yeah, you do completing the square and change to vertex form and then find out the turning point. But math students never learn about this method, so I'm not going to go into that. Okay. Oh, one more thing. For MS students, there's actually the fourth method, which is the differentiation method. Yeah, you do dy dx equals 0. Okay. Yeah, so for MS students, actually, they learn 4 methods. Okay. But if you never take MS, you don't worry about it. Just make sure you know these two methods. These two methods is enough for you to solve all questions in the world. Yeah, every single question that possible comes out that asks you to find turning point, this two method is enough already. Okay, but why I have to belajar two method? Because some quadratic curve, there's no roots. Yeah, okay, for this quadratic, there's two different roots. But some quadratic curve, there's no roots. So when there's no roots, you can't use the first method because the first method requires to you taking the two roots, add together, divide by 2. So for this kind of question, you are forced to use the second method, which is the negative b over 2a method. Yeah, that is why you need to know both lah. Okay, but for MS student, you need to know the other two more, because sometimes if it's a differentiation question, you have to use the differentiation, and sometimes the question wants you to do the completing the square method. Okay, but let's come back to mathematics. So just if you are taking maths, just focus on these two. These two method. After knowing these two, it can help you get around any question. Okay, so sekarang I will apply the method to find the turning point. So I'm gonna use the first method. So let's use red color. Method number 1, to find the axial symmetry, you simply take the roots, which is negative 2 and 1, plus divide 2. For this question, we can use this method because this quadratic curve has two different roots. So we can do that. So you get negative 1 over 2 here, and that will be my x coordinate. At the same time, it's also the axis of symmetry lah. Yeah. Okay, to find the y, you simply just sub it back. So y equals to what? Negative x squared minus x plus 2. So negative bracket square minus bracket plus 2. Okay, actually, I already know the answer is A or C. Negative 1 over 2. So the answer is A, right? But, of course, I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to show you how to get it. So I'm not just going to stop halfway and move on to the next question. I want to make sure you all know how to calculate this. And also, sometimes this comes out in paper 2. Yeah, in paper 2, you need to show the full working. Yeah, that's why I'm showing you the full step lah. Alright, if you press all this in the calculator, you will get the y coordinate. Just ikut sama macam tu. Macam mana saya tulis, macam tu lah you tekan. Okay, so you tekan everything, you should be able get 2.25. Okay, let me just try now. Negative bracket, negative 1 over 2 tutup bracket square. Just plus 1 over 2 lah, because it's minus minus ma, and then plus 2. Alright, my calculator give me 9 over 4. And if you change to decimal, yeah, it's 2.25. So there you have it. That's the maximum point. Negative 1 over 2, 9 over 4. Okay, but they write in decimal lah, but it's the same thing. So A is the answer. Okay. All right. C is wrong lah because the the x coordinate also wrong. The y coordinate, yeah, C is wrong. Yeah. Okay. What if I use the second method? Let's go. Okay. Of course, I can move on to the next question, but I don't want. I want to make sure I want to show you that both method works. So x equals negative b over 2a. But if you want to use this method, make sure you have your equation in general form. Because if it's not in general form, you tak boleh baca you punya ABC. So your equation general form is this. And to get the b value, you simply look at the coefficient of x. Coefficient means the perkali untuk x ataupun number before x, so it's negative 1. And then a will be the coefficient of x square ataupun perkali for x square, negative 1 also. Okay, so atas akan jadi positive 1 sebab negative negative, and then bawah akan jadi 2 darab negative 1, negative 2. So as you can see, same with this. Yeah. So you nak guna cara ni pun boleh. Both method works. But sir, how to get the y coordinate kalau buat macam ni? Sama macam tadi lah. Sama macam tadi. Just sub inside. And I don't have to show you that already. You know the result will be the same because it will look exactly like that if I do it again. So that's how you do it. Alright. Hopefully you know how to find turning points starting from now. Okay, that's it. Let's go. Okay, next question will be number 12. So they want you to perbudahkan, simplify. Alright, this is the indices question. Very obvious indices. And it's from 3 chapter 1, I think. Yeah, lower form from 3. Okay, how do you simplify this? Okay, first of all, you need to know about law of indices. You need to know about the law of indices. So the first law of indices, everyone should know this. A power m times a power n, we will get a power m plus n. Next one, a power m divide a power n is equals to a power m minus n. Next one, a power m power n is equals to a power mn, and is also a power n power m. Next one, a power negative m, you can make it into 1 over a power m. Next one, a power 0 is equals to 1. Okay, is there anything I left out? Maybe square root lah. Okay, but this one is like only MS students. Okay lah. Okay, I say it also lah. Alright, square root a is a power 1 over 2. Cube root a is a power 1 over 3. And then fourth root a is a power 1 over 4. Okay. Yeah, but I don't think this is that important for math students, but it's good to know also lah. So I write it here. Okay, these are the few basics ones you need to know lah. Okay. Alright, the first one, kalau base sama darab, power tambah. Kalau base sama, bahagi power minus. And kalau dia punya power side by side, you kena darab sekali. And since dia darab, you can actually switch place. Yeah, because it's like 2 times 3, 3 times 2, same thing. So you can write it, you nak n duduk dalam, n duduk luar pun boleh. And kalau power negative, you can letak bawah jadi power positive. And then anything power 0 is 1. And square root is actually power 1/2. Cube root is power 1/3. Fourth root is 1/4. So now let's do this question. 7 power n minus 1 minus 7 power n. Alright, can we combine this into 7 power n plus 1 minus n? Is this correct or wrong? This is wrong. This is wrong. You cannot just take this one minus this one, because according to the law, only when it's same base divide, then only the power you can minus. Yeah. So you are not following the law here, bro. If the law never say can do like that, then that means cannot lah. Why you do like that? So this one has to be same base divide only you can do like that. So if you do it like that, it's wrong day. Wrong day. Oh, by the way, if you do like that, you actually get the answer. Because n minus n is 0, and then you get 7/6, and then you bulat A, right? For those yang bulat A, you wrong already lah. You wrong already. And the reason is very simple, because, okay, if this is divide, then correct lah. Kalau ini bahagi, divide, and you take this power minus this power, and then you bulat A, then correct. But it's not divide, it's minus. So tell me, in the law of indices, ada tak formula yang tolak punya? Tak ada kan? Dia hanya ada darab bahagi saja. Right? So what you have to do now? You have to use this formula also, but you have to do it in reverse. Instead of trying to combine jadi satu base, you actually will separate it. You actually will separate it like that. It's still the same formula, but you do it the other way. You do it the other way. So a power m minus n, you jadi balik dia jadi a power m divide a power n. Yalah, sebab nak combine tak jadi. Nak combine tak jadi. So we do the opposite of combining, which is pecahkan. So this one pecah. So you can see the 7 is actually the a. And then the n plus 1 is actually the m minus n. So when you pecah, dia akan jadi 7 power n times with 7 power 1. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I silap tulis the formula. It should be the atas punya. A power m plus n equals to a power m times a power n. Yeah, we are actually using this. Yeah, but you get the idea lah. It's like very similar. So 7 power m plus 1. So it becomes 7 power m times 7 power n. Okay. Okay, and then minus. Okay, yang ni tak boleh pecah dah. So tak boleh pecah, I'll just write it like this. And over 6. Okay. Okay, you don't do like that. You don't cut like that, and then you say answer 7/6. No. Hey, cannot cut. Cannot cut. This one is times. So it has to be like darab dulu baru tolak. So you cannot just cut the 7 power n. What you should do now is factorize. You should factorize. Okay, before I factorize, I will always teach like that to my students. I will always ask them, got how many terms here? How many terms? How many terms? Or berapa rumah? Ada berapa rumah? So dia sebenarnya ada 2 rumah, bukan 3 rumah, 2 rumah. So the plus minus is the wall that separate the rumah. Okay, so this is satu rumah, this is 2 rumah. So tell me, 2 rumah, they both can divide by what? Rumah pertama, rumah kedua, they both can divide with 7 power n, right? So you will just factorize the 7 power n out. So the first rumah tinggal 7 power 1, which is 7, minus, and then the 7 power n sudah dikeluarkan, so tinggal 1 saja. Yeah, because you already pull out the 7 power n, and when you pull it out, you have to divide. 7 power n divided 7 power n is 1. And you see the answer here already. It's 7 power n times 6 divide 6, and you can cut the 6 now. So just now you say cannot cut? Okay, just now cannot cut is because of the minus here. But now there's no minus already. Now it's like something times something over something. So when it's something times something over something, atas bawah sama boleh cut. So the answer is C. Okay? Alright. So hope you understand. Oh, by the way, the one I read beside is not the working actually. This is just some notes. Yeah, to explain to you about law of indices. So this is not really that important. But if you find it useful, you can write salin down if you want. Alright, let's continue. Okay, 13 is another lower form question. Just looking at the diagram, you know already. So I think it's form 2 or form 3. I forgot already. Yeah, this one is about the circle and the tangent one. Yeah. Okay, in diagram 4, JKL is a tangent to the circle center O at K. So let's check. JKL is tangent. Tangent means the line touches the circle at one point only. And it's very obvious is this point. And this one, we call it the tangent point. We call it the tangent point. And kalau center of circle tarik to tangent point mesti 90 degree. So this O they got mentioned at center, right? So that means center tarik sini mesti 90. So where is 90? here to here, and here to here. So we can actually find this angle. Just take 90 minus 48. Okay, and I'll do it now actually. I don't want to wait until later, because wait until later I scared I forgot that I forgot to find this. So I'm just gonna find it now. 90 minus 48. I got 48 also. But that's weird. Circle center. If this is 90 minus 48 berapa? I got 42. Okay. And then JNM is a straight line. Okay. This is a straight line. So the total angle here is 180. Find the value of x plus y. Okay. I can see this is 48 also. Because this is the center of circle. Kalau tarik sini radius, kalau tarik sini pun radius. And radius mesti sama panjang. And kalau sama panjang, then this will be an isosceles triangle. And isosceles triangle, the two angles here sama. And I can find this. Just take 180 minus 48 minus 48. You're gonna get 84. And you can find y. Y is just 84 divided by 2. So you get 42. Yeah. Okay, why this one can divide by 2 is because of this. So when you have, okay, let me draw it nicely. So when you have a circle and the center tarik two radius like that, and then tarik two chord. These two lines we call it chord. So the angle here and the angle here, they will have a relationship. The angle at center will be 2x, this will be x. Okay, but of course it has to be from the center, two radius, and then two chords. Then only it works. Okay, yeah. So that's why you take 84 divided by 2, 42 lah. And one more thing, if you have a circle and a tangent line, and this is the tangent point, right? And if I form a triangle, if I tarik two line and form a triangle like that, and make sure the vertex has to be sampai the side lah, on the side, then this angle same with this angle same with this angle. Okay, that's why you see here 42, right? Here also 42 because of the triangle lah. Yeah, same like that. Okay. Okay. How to continue? Okay, here. Yeah, I'm trying to find x now, right? So I can find here. So find here first. How to find? Okay, the total here is 180 ma. So 180 minus 29 minus 48, you get 103. Let me try. 29. Yeah. So the final step is to find x, and this is a triangle. So triangle dia punya total angle mesti 180. So 180 minus 103 and then minus 42. So what do we get? Minus 103 minus 42. Okay, I get 35. So now 35 plus 42 to get the x plus y. So I got 77. Yeah, 77. So x is 35 plus 22. I get 77. Betul lah. That's the answer. Okay. Alright, sudah siap. Okay, number 14. Just looking at the diagram, I also know it's a lower form question. It's under the 3D solid geometrical shape. Yeah, nak cari volume is surface area itulah. Okay, let's read. Diagram 5 shows the remaining solid after a cylinder is removed from a cube. Okay, if it's a cube, that means all sides will be same, right? The diameter of the cylinder is 7 cm. Okay, if the diameter is 7, that means the radius is 3.5. 7 divided 2, right? And why I convert to radius is because when we find volume or surface area, we always use the radius. We don't use the diameter. So it's a good idea to change to get the radius now. Okay, the height of cylinder is 9. Okay, that means the height of cylinder and the height of cube is the same lah. Okay, all right. So now we know this is a cube, so all sides will be 9, and we also have the radius of cylinder 3.5. And then wait, why the question never ask? So what they want to find? This is just a statement. They never say what they want to find. Okay, let's read the BM version. Raja 5 menunjukkan pepecahan yang tinggal sebelah, okay, sebuah kubus, diameter 7, okay, sudah tahu, tinggi 9, okay. Menggunakan pi 2207, hitung isi padu dalam cm cube pepecahan yang tinggal. Okay, I think the English version is missing a sentence here lah. So what they want to find is the volume of the remaining solid. Yeah, isi padu means volume. Okay, so to get the volume of the remaining solid, you have to take volume of cube minus volume of cylinder, because the cylinder is removed, right? So this is how you do it to find the isi padu. Okay, and they want in cm cube, right? But no problem because everything is in cm here already. So don't worry about the unit for this question. So volume of cube, the formula is length times width times height. Panjang darab lebar darab tinggi. So 9 times 9 times 9, which is 9 power 3. Minus the volume of cylinder. The formula for volume of cylinder is pi r square h. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu, pi j kuasa 2t. It means you take pi r square h lah. Okay, pi they already wants you to say use 2207. Radius, I find it just now for the cylinder is 3.5 square times with the height of cylinder, which is 9. So now I'm going to press this and I'll get the answer. 9 power 3, 729. 2207 times 3.5 square times 9. My calculator gives me 693 over 2. Okay, it's much more recommended to write in fraction first. Yeah, because we don't want to round off. Okay, we only round off when it's at the final answer. We don't want to round off before we get the final answer. So press this, we get 382.5. And yeah, that's the answer, A. Okay, so let's have 15. A student wants to create a game by randomly picking a marble from the box. Okay, looks like a probability question. Okay, so picking a marble, that means we only take one marble. The probability of picking red is 1 over 4. If there are 6 red marbles in the box, how many non-red marbles in the box? Okay, it's kind of confusing. So let's read again. Probability of picking red is 1 over 4. So P red is 1 over 4. The big P stands for probability. And then this is stands for the event, which is red ball, red marble. So if there are 6 red marble in the box, so that means this is a box. There are some marbles here. We don't know how many, but there are 6 red marbles here. Okay. So we can use the probability formula lah. So the probability formula PA is equals to NA over NS. And the A is what you want to get. For example, if you want to find probability of boy, then this will be number of boy over NS will be the total. If I want probability of girl, then it will be number of girl divided with total. If I want probability of blue, then this will be number of blue divided total. So if I want probability of red, atas saya kena masuk bilangan red lah. Over with the bilangan total 1 over, and then equals to 1 over 4. But the number of red I sudah tahu, 6. Yeah, there's 6 red marbles. So now can I find the NS? Yes. Tapi soalan bukan mau cari total tau. Soalan mau cari non-red marbles. But it's okay. After you get the total, you minus 6 lah. Then you get the non-red marbles. So yang ni saya akan buat guna cara darab silang. Because saya mau cari yang bawah sini. So when you're trying to find something and it's dekat bawah, you will darab silang. Yeah, because you have single fraction on both sides. Something over something equals something over something, darab silang. So NS equals to 24. Tapi jangan bulat C. Jangan bulat C. Ini total. Total marbles in total. Soalan mau cari non-red marble. So the non-red marble will be 24 minus with the 6 red marble and you get 18. B is the answer. Okay? Yeah, itu maksud dia. Alright, 16. Okay, I see this already. That means it's standard form. Okay, given the area of rectangular football field is 1.2 times 10 power 4 meters square. So this is the area of a football field. If the length of the field is 1.5 times 10 square meter, calculate the width in meter of the field in standard form. Okay, I'm just going to draw it out. A rectangle, right? So the panjang, the length is 1.5 times 10 square meter, which is 150 lah. Because times 10 square means you take this, gerak ke kanan 2 kali. So 150 meters. Okay. So I can write it here also 150 meters. And then the width, we don't know. Let's just call it X. Yeah, we want to find the width in meter. But they want in standard form. That's why all the answer looks like that lah. Yeah, standard form. Okay, but they did give us the area. So the area of the rectangle is 1.2 times 10 power 4 in meter square. Okay, first of all, let's look at the unit. This is in meters. The width also they want in meter. The area also in meter square. So I think the unit is okay. Tak ada masalah. Sebab unit semua sama. Tak payah convert. And the other thing we have to take note here is the standard form. So standard form kita kena tahu dia punya bentuk mesti macam ni. A times 10 power n. Tapi dia punya A value ada syarat. A value dia mesti satu nombor yang ada decimal point, and before decimal point can only have one digit, and that digit cannot be 0. So later your A cannot be what? It cannot be like 0.7. Tak boleh. Dia mesti before decimal ada satu digit, and the digit cannot be 0. So kalau dia case macam ni, you kena gerak. You have to gerak dia punya decimal point. And when you gerak the decimal to the right, ke kanan, you punya power kena tambah. Tapi gerak ke kiri, you kena tolak. Terbalik tadi. Sorry. If you gerak ke kanan kena tolak, gerak ke kiri kena tambah. Yeah, like that. But it's okay. Later I will explain more on this. Okay. So sekarang kita sudah tahu area is this one, right? So how do you find the width? Actually, area of rectangle is ambil ini darab ni, right? So it means x times 150. So it's 150x equals to this. So to find x, you ambil 1.2 times 10 power 4 divide 150. So I'm gonna press now. 1.2 times 10 power 4 divide 150. Okay. Okay, my calculator give me 80. Yeah, my calculator give me 80. But they already said they want in standard form. So you just convert this to standard form and it will automatically be in meter already. Yeah, automatically be in meter already. Because just now you take meter square divide meter. Yeah, this is in meter square, this is in meter. So automatic dia keluar in meters. Okay, 80 nak tukar jadi standard form macam mana? Alright, standard form I already said it has to be like that. Right? A times 10 power n. And I said A, dia mesti satu nombor yang ada decimal point and before the decimal can only have one digit. So where's the decimal point now? It's actually here. Kalau you tak nampak means it's at the most right side lah, paling kanan. So what you have to do is move the decimal point to where? Not to here, not to here. No, no, no. We want to move it to here because before decimal we want it to be one. There's one digit. If I move it to here, then later before decimal tak ada digit. I have to put zero. But I said already before decimal point tak boleh zero. So move it to here. So you get 8.0. But whenever you move to the left, the power kena tambah. So it becomes times 10 power. Originally it's times 10 power 0. Yeah. There's nothing here means times 1 lah. 10 power 0 is 1. But now when you move left, so here plus 1. So this is the answer in meter. So the answer is D. Macam tu. Okay. Okay, that's all. Hope you understand. 17. Hawa has a personal loan of 60. Okay, I see this word loan. I see interest rate. I see installment. I see, yeah. So this is under monthly installment punya thing lah. But this question is quite difficult. Okay, first of all, let's talk about monthly installment first. Okay, I don't even want to read the question anymore. So I'm just gonna open a new page and I'm gonna talk about how to calculate monthly installment. Okay. All right. The normal question looks like this. So monthly installment. Monthly installment. Ansoran bulanan. So how do you find out the ansoran bulanan? First formula we have to use is this. A equals P plus PRT. Okay. And this PRT is the interest. Okay. And the P is berapa you pinjam. Okay, berapa you pinjam. Or you can say the starting amount lah. Yeah, starting amount. And the rate is just, the R is just the rate, the interest rate. Okay, the interest rate in percent usually. And T is the term. But I'm gonna write years. Yeah, how many years? Okay. Okay, after you get this, after you do the P plus PRT, you will get the A lah. And the A is the total loan repayment. Total loan repayment. Okay, what is the meaning of total loan repayment? Loan is pinjaman, pinjam. Repayment is bayar balik. So what is total loan repayment? Total amount yang you kena bayar balik after pinjam. So contoh saya pinjam RM3,000. Tapi bila saya bagi balik dia, saya tak boleh bayar RM3,000 saja. Saya pinjam RM3,000. Tapi bila saya bayar balik, saya kena ambil RM3,000 tambah dengan interest. Tambah dengan dia punya interest. Tambah dengan PRT. Then only I get the total loan repayment. Macam tu. Okay, but if I want monthly installment, I have to take A, divide with T, and divide with 12. That's how you get the monthly installment. Because monthly is satu bulan bayar berapa kan? So yang ini is like the total amount yang you kena bayar balik. Tapi kalau saya nak cari satu bulan, you first bahagi dengan T. Yeah, because you can pay this back over like 5 years or 10 years, T years lah. So you bahagi T to, sebab you nak tahu satu year berapa dulu. You do this because you want to know 1 year berapa. And then you bahagi 12 to get 1 month. Yeah, because you're trying to find monthly installment. Okay. Alright. This is how you do all monthly installment question. This is how you do it. Okay. But for this question, there's a word here that I want you to highlight. So I'm going to read the whole thing first. I will read the whole question first. Hawa has a personal loan of 60. This is P. But loan is pinjaman lah. So this is the P. Okay, the principal or the starting amount. With an interest rate of 8%. So P is 60,000 And then comes the R, 8%, which is 0.08. Yeah, 8 bahagi 100 is 0.08. On the balance, this is what I want you to highlight. On the balance. Okay, I have a feeling a lot of you will be watching this, watching the explanation for this question, because usually I make timestamps on my videos, right? So most of you, the strong students, you'll be, after you finish the whole paper, you want to look back to my videos, you will just click on the timestamp on the question that you want. And my prediction is a lot of you will be, yeah, a lot of eyes will be on me when I'm doing this question. I feel like, yeah, because a lot of you might not know how to do this, because this question is very rare actually. Okay, let's continue. If a monthly installment is 470, okay, this 470 actually come from where? It comes from the A divide with T divide with 12, right? But actually no, because this is on the balance, so the calculation will be different. We will not actually don't do this calculation. Okay, so now they say calculate Hawa's loan balance after the first month payment. All right, kalau dia ada cakap perkataan on the balance, that means we cannot calculate like that. We cannot calculate like this. Because this calculation is like you just calculate like for over 5 years or over 7 years macam tu, right? But kalau dia ada cakap on the balance, you have to kira one month, 1 month, 1 month. Yeah, it has to be month by month, month by month. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is show you my notes. Yeah, show you my notes. So this is the notes for my own students lah. So when I teach this chapter, I usually combine the Form 4 Maths chapter 10 and Form 3 Maths chapter 3 together. I teach them together lah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna skip all this. I just wanna focus on the question I want, which is the on the balance punya soalan. Alright, where is it? I remember it's somewhere here. What is the monthly installment pay? Okay, this is not the one. This is just the normal one lah. Okay, I'm trying to find on the balance. This one. I see it, number 10. Alright, number 10. Okay. So Puan Balki takes a personal loan. So this is P 8,000. Rate is 0.04. The payback period is 4 years. So T is 4 lah. T is 4. And then monthly installment is 110. Calculate amount within 2 months. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to kira month by month. So first I have to kira first month first. Okay. This calculation we will have to do when you see the word on the balance. Then we have to do it like that. Okay, the first thing first is you have to do PRT. So the interest lah, 8,000 times the R 0.04, but you cannot times 4. You have to times 1/12. Because I told you, right, for this question, soalan yang cakap on the balance, you have to kira month by month. So this one T you have to masuk years, right? But years convert to months is 1/12 lah. Yeah, you want to find 1 month. That's why it's 1/12. Okay. And then after you tekan this, okay lah, tekan sekarang lah. Okay. Yeah. 8,000 times 0.04 divide 12. So I get 26.67. 67. All right. And then now what you do is 26.67. Okay. You plus with the T, 8,000. Yeah lah, because you want to get the loan mah. Right? You forget already the loan formula. P plus PRT, right? This is the PRT answer. So of course you tambah lah. So you get 8026.67. But that's not the end. You have to find out the balance, because the balance will be carried into the next month. So the balance will be 8026.67, and since the monthly installment is 110, that means every month you pay 110, so you minus with 110 to get the balance here. Macam tu So let me press plus 8,000 first, and then minus with the monthly installment 110. All right, I got 7916.67. 7916.67. But the soalan wants you to find amount of interest within 2 months, right? So second month, you will also do the PRT formula first, but the balance is 7916.67. It's no longer 8,000 already. And then times with 0.04 and times with 1/12 also. Yeah, because it's only calculate for that 1 month. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna use the answer button and then times 0.04 times 1 divided by 2. Okay, I got 158.33. That's the interest. That's the interest. Now, to get the loan, you have to take the 7916.67, yeah, that's the P, plus with the interest 158.33, and then you get the answer here. And then to get the balance, you will take this value minus with monthly installment 110, and then you get the new balance, and this balance will be carried into the following month. Okay, but this question only asks for what? Amount of interest payable by Puan Balqis within 2 months, right? So the amount of interest is just this lah. You actually do until here only. Okay, yeah, you actually don't need to do all this because they ask for interest, so this just do until here. Okay, but anyways, this is not the question we are doing now, right? This is just a random question that I want to show you. So let's come back here. So this question asks for balance after the first monthly payment. So what you have to do is do until here, guys. Balance. What is it? Balance after first month payment. After first month payment. After the first monthly installment. This is the one we want. Okay. But of course, the answer is not 7916.67 lah. This is I use the value I use is from the other question. So we have to basically do this step, and do until here only. Don't have to carry into the second month. So I'm just gonna write first month here. And I'm gonna start the calculation now. So the first step is PRT 60,000 times R 0.08 times T. T will be 1/12. Yeah, because this one you calculate month by month, right? Only for first month. Okay, you press this, you get 400. But this does the interest. Yeah, the interest. Now to get the loan or the loan repayment is 400 plus with 60,000, right? So you get 60400. That's the loan. And now to get the balance, you have to take this value 60400 minus with the monthly installment, because every month you pay that amount. So to get the balance, you just minus 470, and if you press this, you will get 59930. So the answer is C, and that's the answer. Yeah, finish. Calculate Hawa's loss balance after first monthly payment. This is the answer. So you have to remember lah. You have to remember the steps a bit lah. Okay, of course, this balance value will be carried to the second month and keep continuing. But the soalan only asks for first month payment, so it's like that. Okay. Alright. So this question memang sangat jarang tanya lah. Usually they ask the normal. Okay, let me show you what they ask normally. Like the more common question is, let me show you monthly. This one. This is how the normal question looks like. Miss Lim bought a car, 80,000, 10% down payment, 6 years, flat interest rate, blah, blah, blah. What is the monthly installment? This one also, Encik Aslan. Yeah, this is how a normal question looks like. Okay, but I'm not going to do it with you now. Lah. If you want to try it, you can pause the video and then do it yourself. And if you want to check the answer with me, you can maybe telegram me, send me your working, I tell you whatever. But I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to drag the video for so long. So basically, this is how it looks like. And for this type of question, you do it like this. You do it like this. Just do A equals P plus PRT and then A divide T divide 12. Basically, that's it, right? But for this kind of question, yang ada cakap on the balance, you have to change it up, because on the balance you have to kira monthly, month by month. Yeah, because on the balance means the first month punya balance will be carried into the second month. Yeah, so it keeps changing. The P keeps changing every month, basically. First month is 60,000, but the second month is 59930, and then the third month will be different, and so on. Okay, I spent a long time explaining this question is because I know this type of question is very rare and not many people know it. But I hope you get something from it. I hope some of you actually understand and know how to do it starting from now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move on now. All right, 18. This looks like a scale drawing question because I see ratio, I see a map. So it's pretty straightforward. Diagram 6 shows a map drawn on the scale 1 ratio 250,000. Okay, what you have to know about scale drawing is they will always give you image, ratio, object. So the image ratio is 1, object ratio is 250,000. And what do I mean by image? Image is the fixed size. So the keyword for image is the fixed size, or the map. Yeah, basically it's not real lah, it's not real. What about object? Object is the real thing, the legit one, the real size, or you can say the actual. Yeah, the actual. That's the keyword for object. Yeah, it's the real size, the actual size. Image is just like it's not real. Okay, or it's like maybe drawing, right? Yeah, it's just drawing. Object is the real one. So you can see the image ratio is 1. That means the fake one, the ratio is 1. But the real thing, the real size of it is like 250,000. Yeah lah, usually the object size will be bigger, right? Like for example, you want to draw KLCC tower. Hey, it's very big the KLCC tower. Takkan like you want to draw that big on a piece of paper. How you get the paper that big? So you will draw smaller a bit, right? So you just draw like maybe 2 cm only. 2 cm only. But the real size is like I don't even know how. Yeah, it's the real size very big lah. So that's why the object ratio is very big. The image small. Okay, the actual you see actual. So this is talking about the object. So the actual distance between Bandaraya A and B is 30 km. So the actual one is 30 km. So the object lah, this is object. Calculate the distance between two cities on the map. Means find the image lah. Because on the map map image. So map means the fake distance. It's like not real one. Yeah. Okay, what you have to do is use the scale drawing to help you. So object over image over object. Yeah. So nisbah boleh tukar jadi fraction. So I over O is 1 over 250,000, right? And this one, as long as it's the length, you can masuk dalam already. So 30 km is the object. So you just padam the O and write 30. Okay. But you can only masuk kalau dia distance. Kalau area tak boleh. Area tak boleh. Area tak boleh. Kalau area, you have to put a square root here. Yeah, okay. But anyways, that's for another day. Okay, but for this question boleh. Tapi sini you masuk km, right? So later your image will come out in km also. Okay. But the soalan gives you all in cm leh. So later have to convert. Alright, let's find out our image length first. So we just do 30 times with this 1 over 250,000. Basically it's 30 divide 250,000 lah. So what is 30 divide 250,000? My calculator says, okay, my calculator give me 1.2 times 10 power negative 4. So basically it's very small lah. That's why they give in the standard form. But don't forget the unit for this is km. It's km. Because just now bawah pun saya masuk km. So automatic dia keluar dalam km. So if you look at ABCD, actually tak ada jawapan because these are all in cm. So let's convert. Alright, 1 km is how many meter? 1,000, right? 1 km is 1,000 meter. And 1 meter is how many cm? 100 cm. Correct? So for km to convert to meter, you have to times 1,000. For meter to cm, you have to times 100. So for this, you have to convert to meter first. So you times 1,000. So use your calculator. Answer times 1,000. Okay, I am pressing my calculator. I got 0.12. But that's not the answer. That's in meters. Okay. So I have to times with 100 again. So just now I take this one times 1,000. Now I take this times 100. So I get 12 cm. So C is the answer. Yep, that's all. All right, let's continue. Okay, number 19. So we have an interesting diagram here. Okay, the diagram 7 shows an observer standing on top of a lighthouse 30 meter high. So the height here is 30 meter. They already labeled for us. He sees a boat that is stationary on the sea surface. Stationary means it's sitting still, not moving. Given that the angle of depression of the boat from the observer is 35 degrees. So we learn about angle of depression in the KBSM syllabus. Now they use the KSSM syllabus, right? But in KBSM back then, my time, there is a chapter dedicated for the angle of elevation and depression in my time lah, the KBSM syllabus. So basically what is angle of depression is the angle of looking down. Yeah, it's the angle of looking down. And the way to label it is like this. First you draw the eye level and then you are looking down and this is your angle of depression, AOD, let's call it. Okay, so the angle of depression of boat from observer is 35. So observer is here. First draw eye level, yeah, and then draw a line that goes to the boat and 35. Oh, they already labeled nicely for me. And actually this will be 35 also. Yeah, because your eye level will be parallel with the sea level or the ground lah. So if these two lines are parallel, so we can use the alternate angle. This angle and this angle mesti sama. So 35, 35 lah. Okay, and then calculate the horizontal distance in meters between the boat and the foot of the lighthouse. Boat is here, foot of the lighthouse is here. So this is what I want to find. This is the x, right? So I think I will use the right angle triangle to do, and we will use trigonometry to solve it. Yeah, use the sin costan to do it. Okay, so this is a right angle, right? You can see it, the right angle. So the angle 35 is here. Depan angle kita panggil opposite. Depan 90 kita panggil hypotenuse. The remaining one we call it adjacent. We cannot use Pythagoras theorem to find x is because we don't have the length here. We only have satu panjang saja 30 meters. That's why we use the Sokato to find it. Yeah, when you use Sokato, and you're trying to find the panjang, you need one angle and one panjang. So you have one angle, one panjang is enough. All right. Use sin, cos, tangent. Which one? So I have the opposite. I have the opposite. Okay. And I'm trying to find the adjacent. And hypotenuse ada. So I don't think you can use sin cos because sin cos dia punya formula melibatkan h. And you sudah tak ada a dah. So I don't think you can use sin and cos. So tangent. Because tangent, so tangent 35 and tangent formula is opposite bahagi adjacent. Soka toa, soka to, right? To. So TOA, O dia adalah 30, A dia adalah X, and X is the answer. So to find the X, you pindah X ke atas, so dia akan jadi tangent 35 darab X, and then tangent 35 turun bawah, jadi bahagi. So tekan 30 bahagi tangent 35, dapat jawapan. Alright, my calculator give me 42.84. So that's the answer. Okay, do I have to convert the unit or is already in the right unit? Wait, why my calculator give me different? 30 divide tangent 35, right? 42.84, yeah, correct. Okay, let's look at the unit. So you can see everything is in meters, right? And the question actually asks in meters also. Yeah, so that's the answer. But still, it's very important for you to check during the exam later. Nanti dekat exam you check tengok which unit they want. Because sometimes dia akan main dengan unit. So you kena jaga-jaga sikit. Okay, number 20. Determine the y-intercept of the straight line that has gradient m equals 3 and passes through point 29. This is a lower form chapter also. Kalau tak silap saya, form 3 chapter 9. Yeah, the chapter is called straight line lah. Okay, so cara untuk cari y-intercept, ada dua cara. Ada dua cara. Okay, I'm just gonna give you my notes here. So, straight line, garis lurus. So, first step, kita kena tahu dia punya format untuk straight line, y equal mx plus c. Second, to find the gradient, kita ambil y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Tapi kena ada dua coordinate baru boleh guna formula ni. Two coordinates. Third, to find the c ataupun dia punya y-intercept, ada dua cara. Cara pertama, guna mata tengok. This is mata, use your eyes, mata tengok. What is the meaning of guna mata tengok? Basically, go to the diagram and see whether they got give or not lah. But if dia tak bagi, kalau dia tak bagi, you use the second method, sub xy. Okay, what's the meaning of sub xy? It means x ganti, y ganti, and m tadi sudah cari, so ganti tiga ni dapat c. Tapi bila you ganti xy, you have to make sure the xy point is point yang ada passes through. You have to choose a point that passes through the line, and then substitute inside ganti masuk, then you can find the c. Okay. And then number 4 is sometimes they will ask for x-intercept. Sometimes they ask for x-intercept. Kalau dia tanya ni, just ganti y equal to 0. Kalau dia tanya lah. Kalau dia tanya. Okay, so basically these are the these are the things you need to know. So, dia nak cari y-intercept of the straight line that has gradient 3 and passes through 29. So, I think I have to do step 1, step 2, step 3 lah. Okay, step 1, y equal mx plus c. Tulis je, ikut je. Step 2, cari gradient. Tapi gradient dia sudah bagi. So, I just masuk saja 3x plus c. And c ada dua cara. Satu guna cara mata tengok. Okay, bagi tahu saya. Kalau guna mata tengok, dapat tak dapat kan? You jangan cakap 9 No. This is not y-intercept. 29 is not at the y-axis. 29 is somewhere on the top right corner. It's not at the y-intercept. Kalau dia y-intercept, dia punya x coordinate mesti kosong. So, sebenarnya guna mata tengok tak dapat. So, we use the other method, which is sub xy. What's the meaning? It means you sub ganti xy dalam, then you can find c. Yalah, you nak cari c mah. So, do you agree? If I want to find c, I just have to put in x and y. Yeah, you put x, y, you can find already. X letak 2, y letak 9. So 9 sama dengan 3 bracket plus c, sini masuk 2. So now your c is 3. So the answer is c. Okay? Yeah, because 3 times 2 is 6. And then 6 pindah sini jadi minus 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. Yeah, that's all. Okay, 21. Diagram 8 shows a piece of wood is mounted on a tire. So I think it's talking about this wood. So it's like sitting on the tire. It is given that M is the point of contact between tire and the road. M, where's M? This is M. Is a point of contact between tire and the road. Oh, this is a road, okay. K is the point of contact between wood and the tire. K is a contact point between wood and tire. Okay, so basically this is the tangent point lah. I think this is like a tangent line. This is tangent, because it's like touches the tire at one point, and the tire is a circle, right? Okay, L is a point of contact between wood and the road. Where is L? Okay, here, and then is the contact point wood and the road. Okay. The diameter of tire is 30 cm. So if the diameter is 30, then the radius must be 15. We always use radius for calculation. That's why I straight away divide 2 to get the radius. Okay, the distance of KL is 1.5 meter. So K to L is here to here and it's 1.5 in meters. Okay, but this one is in cm. So that's weird. The unit is different. So we have to be careful. Assuming that the road is a straight line, okay, calculate the distance of ml. So this is what we want to find. The x is here. Okay. Okay, can I just draw like that and say this is 90 degree? And then this is just 30 because this is the diameter, and then just use Pythagoras theorem? No, cannot. Hey, how can you just do like that and assume this is 90? Cannot. Okay, you have to know something. Just now got one question also I say, right? Where is it? The circle question. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I say it here also. So this contact point is called the tangent point, and center tarik tangent point must be 90 degrees. So center tarik tangent baru 90. So where do you think is the center of the tire? It's here. So tarik sini 90 sini, tarik sini 90 sini, right? But I'm not sure whether this line is collinear or not. Collinear means segaris, but I don't think it's segaris lah. Yeah, I think this is like a bit senget one. Okay. Yeah, so we don't actually know. But what we can do is draw a line here that separate them. Then we get a right angle atas and right angle bawah already. And we know the line here is 15, 15. Because when you cut it in half like that, it's the radius lah, 15, 15. And you can see the atas punya triangle is actually like that. 90 degree here, 1.5 meter here, 15 cm here. And yeah, you can use Pythagoras theorem to find the panjang here. And kenapa saya nak cari panjang sini? Because without this, you can't find the x. Yeah, you need to find this and then use Pythagoras theorem again to get the x. Like that. Okay. So basically, I have to use the atas punya right angle to find this first. But using Pythagoras theorem lah. But the unit is weird, right? Okay, they want the answer in what? Assuming that the road is straight line, calculate distance of ml. Okay, they never say the distance ml they want is in meter or cm. Let's look at the BM version. Okay, BM pun tak cakap. But looking at the ABCD answer, I feel like they want in meters. I feel like they want in meters. So let's just change everything to meters. Okay, 1 meter is equivalent to 100 cm. So if I want to convert to meter, I have to divide 100. So this one divide 100 is 0.15 cm. 0.15 m. Right? So everything just use in meters. Okay, now use Pythagoras theorem. Square root, bracket square, plus lah. Plus bracket square. Here is 1.5, here is 0.15. Why plus? Because you are finding the hypotenuse, the longest side. So kena plus. Okay, I need my calculator for this. 1.5 square plus 0.15 square and then square root the whole thing. Okay, let's write in 4 significant figures. 1.507 meters. Tapi ini bukan jawapan. Ini hanyalah hypotenuse. But at the same time, this is also the hypotenuse for the bawah punya right angle. Did you see it? 1.507 is here. 15 is here. But it's in cm, right? This one. So convert to meter is 0.15 meters. This is already in meters. Now I just have to calculate this. And this is 90, yeah? Yeah. Okay, how to calculate this? Pythagoras theorem again. Square root, bracket square, bracket square. The first bracket, I write 1.507. The other one is 0.15. Tapi this time tak boleh tambah. This time you kena tolak because you are not finding the longer side anymore. You are finding, yeah, you are not finding the hypotenuse. So let me press answer square minus 0.15 square, square root answer. All right, my calculator give me 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters. So if it's in cm, it will be 150 cm lah. But I see the answer already. Yeah, it's A. Okay. Okay, my only thing with this question is they never mention the unit. So they should actually mention the unit, calculate distance of ml in meters. Especially when they will give the information, ada yang information dalam meter, ada yang dalam cm, then lagi dia kena bagi tahu jawapan nak dalam meter or cm. But since this is paper 1, so it's okay lah. Okay lah. But if this is paper 2, they should actually mention the unit. Just that if they mention it, it will be much more clear. The question will be much more clear. Okay, anyways, that's it. Sudah siap? Okay, we are at question 22 now. This is very obvious, the set chapter, Form 4, chapter 4, set. Okay, diagram 9, why did I write S? Should be C, chapter. Okay, diagram 9 shows set G, set P, set E. Okay, GPE, okay. Given that the universal set is E union G union P. Okay, this is not important. It's just trying to tell you that the E union with G union with P Everything combined is the universal. Okay, yeah, union means gabung, right? Okay, set G is student who like geography. So let me just label it geo. P is perniagaan, business. So perniagaan, perniagaan, perniagaan. Okay, and then E is student who like eco. So economy. Okay, enough. Now, the number of student who like economy is 20. Economy is perniagaan lah. Perniagaan 20. Tapi you jangan tulis 20 dekat sini. Salah. The perniagaan 20 means sini tambah dengan sini. Because dia tak cakap only. If kalau dia cakap number of student who like economy only is 20, then you boleh tulis macam ni. Ya, yeah, because kalau dia ada cakap only, that means ya, sini sajalah. Tapi kalau dia tak cakap only is including this part also. So the 20 tak boleh label sekarang. Number of student who like business is 17. Business. Wait, hold on. Okay, I think I messed up. Economy is 20. Economy is this one. Yeah, I thought is yeah, I thought it's this one. Sorry, economy 20 is the rectangle here, right? So it's actually the 20 is here plus here plus here. Yeah, but we cannot write that because yeah, it's tiga tiga tambah, right? There's too many unknowns, so we can't write it. For the 17 also cannot because 17 dia tak cakap only. Is the student who like business. Business is perniagaan. So sini tambah sini dapat 17. But yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we need to know at least one spot, then only we can minus. Okay, the number of students who like geography is 9. Okay, geography ni boleh tulis because geography is only this small part. So the 9 boleh tulis. Okay. So 9 saya potong. And the number of students who like economy or business is 30. Alright, if they said or, that means union. If they say and, that means intersect. So if they say economy or business, what they mean is economy is not P lah. Economy is E. So economy is E or is union, right? And B is business. So the N for E union B is 30. What's the meaning of E union B? Basically, E and B. This is P, sorry. Okay, so E and P gabung together is 30. Okay. Alright. So if so the region for 30 dekat mana? The region for 30 is for here plus here plus here plus here lah. Correct ah? Economy and business. Yeah, basically the universal lah. The whole thing is 30. The whole thing is 30, right? But hold on. I remember just now they mentioned economy is economy is 20, right? And economy is these three region, right? Do you agree? Economy is these three region, right? And 30 is these three region plus with the region here. So I can find here. Just take 30 because 30 is the four regions. Yeah, 30 is all four regions. So just take 30 minus with economy because economy is these three regions. So 30 minus 20, you get 10 here. And after you know the 10 year, you can find this small region because I remember perniagaan business study 17, right? So 17 can cut. 17 minus 10 is 7 because the 17 is dua-dua ni tambah kan. So 17 minus 10 is 7. And the last thing you can do is find out this. Just use the economy 20. So economy is these three region, right? So we already have two of the region, 7, 9. So just tekan 20 minus 7 minus 9, you get 4. So now, they said find the number of students who like economy and business. Okay, saya sudah cakap and means intersect. So economy is set E, and is intersect, business is P, perniagaan. So this is what they want to find, the number bilangan. So E intersect P is 7 lah. So the answer is C. Okay, 7. Yeah, so E intersect P is means the economy and perniagaan. Economy and perniagaan is this region. This is the overlap region bit of economy and perniagaan. That's why the answer is 7. Okay, hope you understand. All right, 23. 132 base x minus 57 base x equals 64 base x. Find the value of x. Okay, this is under Form 4 Chapter 2 number base. Asas nombor. Okay, first things first is we know the x is not 6, it's not 7. Okay, because if it's base 6, dia hanya boleh ada digit 0 to 5. So you have digit 7. So you know, because x is the base, dia adalah asas. Okay. And we all know, kalau asas 10, dia ada digit 0 to 9. Kalau asas 2, dia ada 01. So the highest digit is always base, the highest digit is always 1 less than the base. The highest digit is always 1 less than the base. So dia tak possible jadi is base 6 because base 6 cannot have digit 7 appears. Same cannot digits cannot be base 7 also. Because base 7 dia hanya boleh ada 0 to 6. But there are 7 years, so tak logic. So it's either C or D lah. C is possible, D is also possible. So the only way to find out is actually just try to do both and see which one satisfy the answer here lah. Okay, 1, 3, 2. Let's say x is 8, right? And we will use the vertical method. Vertical method is this method where you stack the numbers on top of each other, but you will stack them up, line them up with the place value, based on the place value like that. And then the other one I do 1, 3, 2 base 9 minus, yeah, x is 9 and 5, 7 base 9. Okay. All right. One of these will give me 6, 4. One of these will give me 6, 4. Okay. Okay, let's see which one. Okay, base 8, tolak base 8, you get base 8 also. 2 minus 7, I cannot minus, so I have to borrow from 3. And when I borrow from 3, the 3 left is 2. But when this left 2, you borrow 8 there. Because this is base 8. So when you borrow there, you actually borrow 8. So the 2 here have to plus with 8 to get 10. Yeah, because base 8 base 8 means you pinjam 8. So you pinjam 8 ke sana, these 2 plus 8 jadi 10. Now 10 can minus 7, you get 3. And then 2 minus 5 cannot, so you borrow again. But the 1 becomes 0. But when 1 becomes 0, you pinjam berapa ke sana? You pinjam 8 ke sana because it's base 8. So the 2 become 10 because 2 plus 8 is 10. And then 10 minus 5 is 5. So obviously C is not the answer, D is the answer. Okay. But of course, I will explain it to you also. Yeah. Okay, base 9 tolak base 9 is base 9. 2 minus 7 tak boleh pinjam dengan 3 jadi 2. But when you pinjam there, you actually pinjam 9 there because it's base 9. So 9 plus 2 is 11 and 11 minus 7 is 4. And then 2 minus 5 tak boleh pinjam again jadi 0 and you pinjam 9 there also because it's base 9. 9 plus 2, 11 minus 5, 6. So you can see it's 6, 4. Yeah, that's why the answer is D, donkey. Okay, 24. Diagram 10 shows undirected graph. Undirected means the graph there's no direction. That means dia bukan one way. Dia adalah, it's like a two-way street. From Amir's house at P to a tuition center at T. Okay, Amir's house at P. So this is Amir's house. So I'll just write here start. Start from here. To a tuition center at T. So this is where it ends. Okay, HQT represents a main road. Where is QT? Okay, let's label it as MR, main road. While edges PQ, PR, RS, ST, roads with residential area. So PQ, resident area. PR, resident area. RS, resident area. ST, resident area. Okay. Amir wants to cycle to the tuition center. Mana tuition center dia? Dekat sini kan? T Suggest the shortest route he should take. So dia punya rumah dekat sini, dia nak cycle sini. So ada banyak jalan dia boleh pergi. Dia boleh pergi macam ni, boleh pergi macam ni, boleh pergi macam ni. Oh, banyak oh. Boleh pergi macam ni, macam ni, macam ni, macam ni pun boleh. Okay, so many possibilities. So how to find the shortest route? Okay, I'm not that stupid. I can just look at the answer straight away, right? Because if I list one by one, it's gonna take a longer time to do. And since this is paper one, why not I just go ABCD and calculate the distance for all lah, right? Yeah, don't be so hardworking and go and list it out yourself. They already list for you, bro. Yeah, they already list for you. One of these will be the shortest. You know that one of these will be the answer. That means one of these will be the shortest. Okay, so you don't have to go and list all the possible route. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like that. P plus Q, P to Q to T. So it's basically 420. Alamak, the unit. Okay, ada yang km, ada yang m. So we have to change everything to same unit. Okay, let's change everything to km lah. So 420 bahagi 1000, 0.42 km. This one also bahagi 1000, 0.3 km. Now everything is in km. Now we can plus. Okay, P to Q to T. So 0.42 plus 1.2. 0.42 plus 1.2. What do you get? 0.42 plus 1.2. 1.62. And it's in km, huh? It's in km. Now the next one, PRST. So it's going to be PR 0.5 plus RS 0.3, which is 0.8, and then plus S to T, which is 0.37. So basically 1.17 lah. Yeah. Now for C, P to Q to R to S to T, P, Q, R, S, T. Okay, so 0.42 plus 0.1, and then plus 0.3 plus 0.37. So let's press 0.42 plus 0.1 plus 0.3 plus 0.37. Okay, I got 1.19. Okay. Wait, did I press correctly? PQRST. 0.42 plus 0.1 plus 0.3 plus 0.37. Yeah, correct lah. Okay, last one. PRQT. So it's 0.5. And then R to Q 0.1. And then plus with 1.2. Okay, what do you get? 0.6 plus 1.2. Okay, I got 1.8. Okay, so I think I know which one is the shortest. 1.17. So doing it like this is better, right? Better than you trying to list it out yourself. And if you list it out yourself, there might be more than 4 routes. Yeah, there might be more than 4 routes, 4 possible jalan, right? There might be maybe 6 possible jalan. I don't know lah, maybe more. But since we are doing paper one, we know one of these will be the answer. So this is the fast way to do it. Just straight away look at the answer. Okay. All right, 25. Point P move. Okay, locus. Yeah, whenever I see the word move, I know it's locus. Okay, I forgot it's from 2 or from 3 chapter lah, but yeah, it's a lower form chapter. So it says that the distance is always 5 cm from a fixed point Q. So it'll be a circle lah. It will be a circle surrounding Q and the radius is 5. Which of the following diagram shows the locus of P? So this is not a circle, this is not a circle, this is not a circle, B lah. Yeah, so it's circle surrounding. Yeah, because they say distance is always 5 cm from Q. So Q will be the center and the distance is always 5 cm, 5 cm, 5 cm from Q. So this is the answer. A cannot lah, straight line, what the hell. And then this one, ellipse. Okay, ellipse is an oval graph. And yeah, it's not an oval. And then D, what the hell is this? Sector of circle, what the hell? So yeah, B is the answer lah. Yeah, that's it. 26. 5 members of the Red Crescent Society, so the PBSM, 5 members, recorded the number of first 8 tasks completed. Okay, the sum is 55 and the sum of square is 675. Calculate variance and standard deviation. This is under measures of dispersion for ungrouped data. Okay, the variance is yang piawai semua tu lah. Dalam bahasa Melayu, sukatan serakan untuk data yang tak terkumpul. So it's from 4. Chapter berapa? Let me think. 6 ah. Okay, not 6, 7. 6 is 7 ya. Kalau tak silap saya 7 Okay, so for this first you need to know the mean formula, which is sum of x divided with n, and you also need to know the variance formula, sum of x square divide n minus mean square. Okay, and then you need to know the standard deviation, which is the standard deviation formula sama dengan variance, exactly the same. The only thing is you have to put square root. Yeah. Okay, so 5 members, that means the n adalah 5. And then the sum is 55. So the sum of, and this data is the time taken. Number of first, okay, not time taken, the number of tasks completed. So the sum of all the data is 55. And then sum of square is 675. So we need all this. Calculate the variance and standard deviation. Okay, let's calculate mean first. But sir, they never ask for mean. Hey, hello, if you want to find variance, you need the mean first lah. Without the mean, how you want to find variance? So let's find the mean first. So the formula is this one divide this one. So basically just masukkan saja lah. You get 11 lah. And then now you find the variance. So the variance formula just ikut saja. Sum of x square 675. Divide n divide 5. Minus mean square minus 11 square. Tekan this, you get the answer. Alright, my calculator give me 14. So the answer is there already. Wrong. So B is the answer. Okay, for standard deviation, you don't have to do everything again. Just tekan square root 14. And I'm sure if you tekan square root 14 in your calculator, you'll get 3.74. If you want to try, you can try it yourself lah. So confirm they will give you this. So basically, standard deviation, to get standard deviation, you just square root the variance and you are done. Alright, that's all. 27, let's go. Azam has 10 t-shirts and 4 of them are black. Okay, so 6 will be not black. Okay, 50% of Amma t-shirts are black. Oh my god. 1/4 of Shazwan t-shirts are black. Okay. Azam, Amma, Shazwan each randomly choose one t-shirt, attend a program, calculate probability exactly 2 of them wear black. Okay, it's kind of confusing. There's 3 person here. Alright, let's read again. Azam has 10 t-shirts, 4 of them are black. So Azam, the probability of black, it would be 4 over 10. Yeah, because the formula for probability is NA over NS. And if you want probability of black, then the atas you have to put number of black and bawah total. So 4 over 10. Now, for Amar, they give in percentage, 50% are black. So the probability for black for Amar, it will be 50 over 100. Okay, but we can cut this jadi 1 over 2. This one also we can simplify jadi 2 over 5, right? And I think it's better if I simplify it now. Yeah. Okay, last person, his name is Shazwan. Shazwan. And they said 1 over 4 of Shazwan t-shirts are black. Okay, they give you directly the probability of black is 1 over 4, right? Now, Azam, Amar, Shazwan each randomly choose one t-shirt to attend the program. So they both choose one black, and then they want to find probability that exactly two wear black. Okay. Okay, whenever I do this kind of probability question, I always teach using the same, I always explain the same way. I always tell students, you must write down all the possibilities first. You must write down all the possibilities. Okay. So, before I write down all the possibilities, let's find out the probability for not black, not black, not black. Okay. Actually, it's better if I write B here. Yeah. So B represents black. And then B prime is not black. So if the probability of black is 205, not black will be 305. Yeah, you just take 1 minus 205. Okay, because total probability is 1 ma. So it's either you get black or not black. So if black is 1 over 2, not black will be 1 minus 1 over 2. This is 1 over 2 also. And then this one is 1 minus 1 over 4, 3 over 4. And now we will write down all the possibilities. So what are all the possibilities? So you might get black, black, black. That means 3% also wear black. This is one of the possibilities. Or maybe one, two black, one not black. Or maybe the first person black, the third person black, the middle one not black. Or maybe the first not black, the two black here. Or you can also say one black, two not black. One black in the middle, two not black. One black at the end here, and then two not black. And then the last one is three also not black. And there should be 8 possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So these are all the possibilities. Tapi you tak payah buat semua. You tak payah buat semua. You hanya buat yang dia mau saja. So apa dia mau? Property exactly 2 wear black. Dia tak cakap less than 2, more than 2. Dia cakap exactly 2 black. So you have to choose the one yang exactly 2B. Bukan 2B prime, 2B. So yang 2B ini tak boleh. Ini tak boleh. Kena ada 2B. Ini 1B saja. Ini pun 1B, 1B. Ini tak ada B langsung. So I think you have to combine the probability here and the probability here and the probability here. Later have to plus lah. So to get this, so what this means is basically Azam black, Amar black, Shazwan not black. So Azam black punya probability is 205, and then Amar black is 1 over 2, and then the last person not black, Shazwan, so 3 over 4. And then you have to multiply them because they are both, this happened at the same time. Yeah, so it's like this one and this one and this one. That's why you times. But here why you plus is because this you atau, right? Atau or. So kalau or atau you plus. Okay, this one is first black, so it be 205. Times with this one, Amar not black 1 over 2. Third person black 1 over 4. Last one, first person Azam not black, so 3 over 5. Times both black here, 1 over 2 black. This one also black 1 over 4. Now, press all this in your calculator and you will get 11 over 40. Okay? Okay, let me try. 6 over 10. 6. Okay, wait, let me try. 2 over 5 times 1 over 2 times 3 over 4 plus 2 over 5 times 1 over 2 times 1 over 4 plus 3 over 5 times 1 over 2 times 1 over 4. Yeah, 11 over 40. So that is the answer. Okay, one more thing. If you actually don't simplify here, can also. Kalau you tak pemudahkan, you never simplify, divide 2, you take 4 over 10, can also get the same answer at the end. Alright, that's it. Number 28. Okay, just look at the diagram. I know this is from 4 chapter 6. From 4 chapter 6 is called linear inequalities in one variable. Actually, in Form 4, you learn 2 variables. Yeah, yeah. Okay, diagram 11 shows a shaded region bounded by 3 straight lines. So you can see they already shade the region nicely. And the shaded region is surrounded by 3 lines. Which of the following represents the shaded region? I don't even want to look at the answer because this type of question, biasa do many times already. So let's look at this line first, x equals 4, right? So if you want to write the inequalities, you have to look at where's the region. So the region is on the left side. Okay. So kalau you punya line macam ni, sebelah kanan bigger, sebelah kiri smaller. Kalau you punya line macam ni, horizontal, atas bigger, bawah smaller. Kalau sengit you jangan tengok kiri kanan, you tengok atas bawah. So atas bigger, bawah smaller, atas bigger, bawah smaller. So if you look at this line x equals 4, dia punya region sebelah kiri, so smaller. But you have to put smaller or equals because it's a solid line. Okay. Kalau dia guna garisan putus-putus, dash line, baru you letak smaller. Then you letak smaller je. Okay. Alright, let's do the next one. Y2x, which is this line. So you can see the region is below the line. So I have to put smaller and I have to put equal also because it's a solid line. And the final one is y equals x. So the region is above the line, so bigger. But this time I never put equal because it's a dash line. So this is the answer. So we just go A, B, C, D, find this, then we are done. So which one match with this? Y bigger x, y bigger x. So CD salah. Y smaller equals to x, y smaller to x. So it's smaller equals, so this one salah, so A is the answer. And the last one, x smaller equals 4, yeah, it match. So A is the answer. Alright, let me tell you why I straight away do this without looking at the answer. Because this question comes out a lot in paper 2. Yeah, in paper 2, it always comes out like that. That's why, yeah, whenever I see this question, I'm like, okay lah, just straight. I don't need to look at the pilihan. Yeah, it's quite easy actually. Especially when they already give you all the equation. Yeah, just letak smaller, bigger saja. Okay lah, I hope you understand. 29, calculate the values of x and y in the following equation. This looks like a matrix question. So when we do matrix, tambah tolak punya soalan, we have to check the order. The order has to be exactly the same. So this is how many row? One, two row, one column. Two row, one column. So dua baris, satu lajur. Wait, what is row in bahasa Melayu? Two row, one column. Yeah, dua baris, satu lajur lah. Yeah, row is baris, right? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think row is baris. And this is two row, one column, two row, one column. Tapi jangan tolak dulu because ada dua dekat sini. So the two I have to times inside the bracket first. So dia akan jadi x6 minus 2 darab 6, 2 darab y. So dapat 12. Sini dapat 2y sama dengan 7, 2. So bila kita tolak matrix, dia punya order mesti sama. And bila tolak mesti atas tolak atas dapat atas, bawah tolak bawah dapat bawah. So x minus 12 equals 7. The other one 6 minus 2y equals 2. And to get x here, pindah 7 plus 12 dapat 19. Ini salah, ini salah. And to get y here, pindah 6 dulu. So jadi 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Tapi saya mau cari y mah. So first saya pindah negatif. Kalau pindah negatif means tukar tanda. So jadi positive 4. So y sama dengan 4 divide 2 dapat 2. So D is the answer. That's it. Okay, number 30. Another matrix question. Okay, tapi ini bukan buat tambah tolak. Ini buat darab punya. So when we're doing multiplication of matrix, we have to check the order also. So this is one row, two column. Yeah, satu baris, dua lajur. This is two row, two column. Okay, for a multiplication matrix, you have to make sure the number of column for the first matrix is same with the number of row of the second matrix. Basically, these two number have to be same. Kalau not same, then tak boleh darab. Cannot do. So adakah dia sama sekarang? Yes, they are the same. So you can cut, you left with 1 times 2. That means the answer will be 1 row, 2 column. That's why looking at A, B, C, D, C and D wrong already lah. Because C and D is 2 row, 1 column. 2 times 1, 2 times 1. So this can't be the answer. So it has to be A or B, 1 times 2, right? So macam mana nak tahu yang mana? Okay, kita darab sekarang lah. Alright, cara dia darab macam ni. You have to take horizontal times vertical. Row darab column. Horizontal times vertical. And let's say there's AB here and CD here. Cara darab is A darab C, B darab D. This is the correct way. You jangan buat A darab C, A darab D. Itu salah. It has to be A darab C, B darab D. So, look at this. Look at this. A darab C, 2 times 0. So, dia akan jadi apa? 2 darab kosong. And then 1 over 3 times 15, I will write it here. Don't write it here. You have to still write it at here. 1 over 3 times 15. And you actually have to combine the two numbers. So there's nothing here is plus. Okay. And then you move on to the next number. Same row, but the second column this time. And you will write it at this spot, which is the first row, second column punya position. Okay. Alright. So let's erase this. Okay. Sekarang kita akan buat 2 times negative 4 dekat sini. And then 1 over 3 times 3. Yeah, basically the same thing lah. You're just repeating the same process. It's just that you are using the second column this time. So 1 over 3 times 3, and then sini nothing here is plus. Alright, sini dapat berapa? 2 times 0, 0, 0 plus 5, 5 lah. 2 times negative 4, negative 8 plus 1, negative 7. So A is the answer. Okay. You can use your calculator to help you with this. Yeah, you are the calculator, so just tekan saja. Okay, that's it. 31. The relationship between J, K, L is represented by this equation where P and Q are integer. What is integer? Tak ada fraction, tak ada decimal. Yeah. If J varies inversely as K, and the square root of L, state the values of P and Q. Hold on. Okay, wait. I think I spaced out just now. Okay, I have to read again. So the equation J equals 1 over 2 K power P L power Q. Okay. Okay, variation from 5 chapter 1. J varies inversely as K. So I think I can write my own variation. So when we do variation, it's always step number 1, write the variation first, use the ikan symbol, right? And then step 2 is convert into equation. How to convert is you change the ikan symbol to equal and then put K there. Okay, equal K. And then step 3 is what? Find the K. But when you find K, you need full information. Full information means you need the complete information, the full information. And then step 4, you rewrite. It means after you find the K, you sub back inside the equation and rewrite the whole thing. And then the step 5 is to check what the question wants. If the question want to stop here, then you stop here. If the question want you to find some other value, then you sub again and then find again. All right, for this question, actually, they gave us the equation already. This is actually the step 4 already. Yeah, this is actually the step 4 already. It's just that they never give us the PQ lah. But they did say PQ is integer, and they say the J varies inversely as K and square root L. So let's write down this. This one, let's write down here. J varies. Inversely means duduk bawah. As K and square root of L. That means dua-dua pun duduk bawah. So K duduk bawah, square root L pun bawah. And nothing up here is 1 lah. State the values of P and Q. Alright, this is my step 1. This is my step 1, right? The ikan symbol. Changing it to step 2 is J equals, and you have to letak satu K, right? But it's the small K, but because there's another big K here. So I'm gonna use a small K, and the small K will darab with this. And when you darab atas over K square root L, right? But then they're asking you to find P and Q. So we have to compare my answer with this. Okay? And actually this one, they already do until step 4 already. The one they give here is already until step 4. So if you want to bundling this with this, you have to make sure you do until step 4 also. But we don't have to. Because we already know the K is 1 over 2. Yeah, the K must definitely be 1 over 2. And the K square root L duduk bawah, right? So what we have to do is try to jadikan dia naik atas. Because saya nak banding dengan ni. Saya nak banding. I want to compare. So the K nothing, no power means power 1. So when you naikkan dia, dia akan jadi K power negative 1. Sebab bila you naik atas, power dia akan tukar tanda. Same with the square root L. Bila you naik atas, dia akan jadi L power negative 1 over 2. Because square root is power 1 over 2. So when you naik atas, dia jadi negative 1 over 2. Now, compare this with this. So you can see the negative 1 is P, the Q is negative 1 over 2. So D is the answer. Yeah, basically you just banding saja lah. That's it. Okay, 32 is a lower form chapter also. And if I'm not mistaken, it's called graph of function. So which of the following represents the graph y equals negative x power 3 plus 27? Okay, I'm just going to tell you the answer straight away, then only I'll explain. So this is a cubic graph. So cubic graph, it can be like that, but it can also be like that depending on the A. So if the A is negative, it's like that. A is positive, it's like that. So negative, so it's like that. So this is wrong. This is wrong. So it's either this and this, and the C is 27, D is the answer. Okay, let me explain. So the way I remember it is like that. Okay, I'm just gonna give you my notes. So I think I'll write it. Okay, I think I'll write it here. So under graph of function. So when we have y equals to mx plus c, you will get a straight line. And if the m is positive, it looks like this. If the m is negative, it looks like this. And we call this linear. Now for the next one, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. We call this quadratic because the highest power is 2. And you get a graph that looks like this or like this. if your A positive like that, if your A negative like this. Now for the next one is called cubic. The equation looks like ax power 3 plus bx squared plus cx plus d. But sometimes your b might be 0. Then your x squared is not there. But the highest power must be 3 for it to be cubic. Okay. So for cubic, there's two possibilities also. It can look like this. It can look like this. And it depends on your A value. So if your A, okay, the way I memorize is this is positive value, this is negative value. So positive, negative is negative. So this is negative. And then this one is positive. Yeah, because negative, because the region is here and here. Or you can say like the way the hujung, dia punya hujung. Yeah, the hujung, the ends of the graph is at positive region. Yeah, that's how I remember it. Okay, the last one is called reciprocal. It looks like this, K or X. It's called reciprocal. Dalam bahasa Melayu, salingan, graph salingan. And the notes I will give you is the shape is like that or it could be like that also, like that. If your K, okay, cara dia hafal sama dengan tadi. So you can look at this. This is positive, positive punya region, so positive. This is negative, 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 positive also, so positive. That's why it's K positive lah. And the other one is K negative. Because this one is negative, this one is positive, so negative, positive, negative. This one is positive, this one is negative, positive, negative, negative. So it's called the negative region. Okay. Yeah, this is how I remember it lah. Ini cara saya ingat. So when I do this question just now, I did it the same way. I look at the A negative. I know there's two possibilities, right? So I know it's this version because this is the negative region. This is the positive region. That's how I remember it. So that's how I know A and C salah. And why I say the answer is D donkey is because of the 27. So the 27 is the C value. And we all know C is the y-intercept. So B boy cannot be the answer because for B, the y-intercept is 3. Yeah, so that's why. All right, hope you get it. And if you want to write this down, you feel free to pause the video here. And yeah, if you think it's useful for you, you can write it down if you want. Okay, number 33. Ini tengok pun sudah tahu chapter 1 from 5 variation. Okay. All right, the table shows two sets of values W, X, Y, which satisfy this. Calculate value of M. Okay, baru je saya bagi tahu tadi step for variation dekat sini. Step 1, write the variation. Step 2, equation equal K. Step 3, find K, full info. Step 4, rewrite. So basically this is what you do now. Step 1 sudah bagi. Step 2 tukar jadi equals K, tapi K tu kena darab. So I can buat cepat terus tulis atas. Because when you take K darab dengan fraction, dia terus darab atas saja. Now you have to find the K, but you need full info. What do I mean by full info? That means you need W, X and Y. Tiga-tiga kena ada. Kalau ada WX saja, tak boleh. Dia kena WXY tiga-tiga ada. So ada tak dia bagi? Ada sini. Cannot take this. Because this one WX ada tapi Y tak ada. So cannot. You have to take the full information which is 1539. Yeah. So now I'm gonna put it in. So dia akan jadi 15 dekat sini. KX square over Y. X is 3 masuk. Y is 9 masuk. Okay, 3 square is 9. So 9 and 9 kebetulan sama. So boleh potong. Yeah, because hubungan dia darab something or something memang boleh potong. So K is 15 here. Now the next step is to rewrite this inside here. So now you get W equals 15 X squared or Y, but it doesn't stop there. They want to find M. So after doing step 4, the soalan wants you to do more. You have to sub this inside to find M. And M is the Y actually. So you can ganti the Y with M. And then the X here you ganti dengan nilai dia, which is 4. And then W ganti dengan nilai dia 12. Okay, 12 tulis, M tulis. Yang ni boleh tekan kereta. 15 times 4 square, which is 15 times 16. So what is the answer? Where's my calculator? 15 times 16. Okay, I got 240. Tapi saya mau cari M. So, tapi M saya duduk bawah. So, let's naikkan atas dulu. So, darab 12 darab M. 12M sama dengan 240. So, M sama dengan 20. A is the answer. Okay, how I get 20? I tekan 240 bahagi 12. Ya, sebab ini darab mah. Hubungan dia darab hantar jadi bahagi. So, that's the answer. Okay, that's all. Okay, 34, medical insurance, Form 5, Chapter 3. And for insurance, you need to know the... I don't want to read the question now. I want to give you the notes. So for medical insurance, if you know this, you can do all the medical insurance questions. So let me just give you the notes. So first, you need to know how to calculate kalau dia tanya company. Second, Kalau dia tanya policy holder. Alright, the first step, you have to take the medical bill, the MB, medical bill minus with deductible. Okay, minus with deductible. For policy holder, do the same. Medical bill minus deductible. Now, the next step is take the answer times with times with big percent. Tapi kalau policy holder, you times with small percent. Okay, what do I mean by percent? Okay, the percent here refers to the co-insurance percentage. Yeah, the co-insurance. Okay. Yeah, company is usually responsible for the big percent. So that's why you derive with big percent. Eh? And that's all. For company, there's only two steps. But for policyholder, there's one more. After you derive with small percent, you still have to plus with the deductible to get the total amount yang policyholder kena bayar. So this is the basic you need to know. If you can remember this, you can do all medical insurance question. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Ini memang sangat penting untuk kena tahu benda ni lah. Kalau nak pandai buat medical insurance, you have to know this. Okay. So now let's read the question. Ikwan is the policy holder, has a medical insurance deductible 1,000, 85, 15 co-insurance percentage participation cost in policy. So you can see there's a big percent and small percent. Yeah, this is the percent I was talking about lah. This is the co-insurance. So this one mesti company punya sebab dia besar punya percent, and this one will be the Ikwan, the policy holder, the small percent. Recently, he underwent liver surgery and medical bill is 120,000. How much is the payment cost borne by company? So which one I have to follow? This one or this one? They said calculate payment cost borne by company. So we do these two lah. Yeah, we just buat yang ni lah. Medical bill minus deductible. So 120,000 minus deductible 1,000. And I'm gonna get 119,000. But the next step is just to darab with the big percent. Big percent is 85 or 100. So you tekan this, you get 101150. So the answer is C. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy if you remember this lah. Yeah. So for students that struggle for medical insurance, you rasa benda ni susah sangat, you ikut je. You ikut je step ni. Yeah, just salin this down and just remember it. And it's not even that difficult to remember. First step for both is sama, minus deductible. Second step, kalau company darab besar punya persen, kalau policy darab small persen. Tapi kalau policy holder kena tambah lagi satu step, tambah deductible. Yeah, that's it. You remember this, you can tackle all insurance medical punya soalan. Okay, okay, nothing much for me to explain. It's just following the steps. That's all. Okay, 35. This is clearly graph of motion from 4 chapter 7. Let's go. The DTG, STG punya. Okay, diagram 12 shows a distance time graph of a bus and a lorry moving along the same route. Okay, that's why ada dua garisan lah. Okay, the bus moved from A to B in 5 hours. Let's check. A to B is this straight line. 5 hours bus. Okay, they label everything nicely for me. Even the arrow bus also they write for me. Okay, the lorry moved from O to P in 1 hour. O to P in 1 hour. Yes, correct. And then what's next? Stops for a while before continuing to R. Okay, I can see, yeah, they got stopped for a while and then keep continue to R. Point Q is the point of intersection of the two graph. Okay, if Q is the intersection, that means this is where the bus and lorry they meet. Okay, but you realize or not, even though they are moving along the same route, they never start at the same point. They never start at the same point, right? So one is going from Ipoh to KL, one is going from KL to Ipoh. So, but they start at the same time though. Like they start at the same time, right? But just the location they start is different. But they did meet in the, they did meet, they will meet eventually lah. And this is where they meet. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing, this is a distance time graph. When we are doing this chapter punya soalan, we always have to check whether it's distance time or speed time. Okay. So if it's a distance time graph, the gradient will give you speed. The gradient of the graph will give you the speed of the vehicle. Okay, yeah. So is that what they want now? Is they want the speed? What is the value of t? Okay, actually they want the t. So t is referring to this. And it's in hours. Okay, how do I find this? They never give any information. Okay, let me think. Okay, okay. Okay, let's read again. The bus moved from A to B in 5 hours. And we can see it's a straight line. So I think I can use gradient to find lah. So let's find the speed of bus. Let's find the speed of bus and we find it using gradient. Okay. But you need two coordinates to find gradient. So we have one coordinate here, 0, 140, and the other point I will use is the 50, right? Okay, actually you can use this point also, but this point why tak boleh is because we don't have the x coordinate. The x coordinate is t, the y coordinate is 75, right? So what we will do here is we use these two coordinates to find the gradient first, and then we take q and b, find the gradient again equal to the answer, equal to the gradient answer. Okay, I'll just show you now. So, oh, we have to check the unit also. Gradient formula is y minus y over x minus x, right? So y axis coordinate is km. So later atas will comes out in km. Bawah x minus x, it come out in hour. So later the speed that comes out from here is kilometer per hour. Which is good. Kilometer memang dia punya kawan is hour. So 140 minus 0, y minus y, and then x minus x, 0 minus 5. So this will be the speed of the bus. So 140 divide negative 5. Okay, I got negative 28. Negative 28. But that's the gradient. But that's the gradient. If you are talking about speed, it will be positive 28 because gradient tak ada negative. Okay. But we don't care. We don't care. What we want is the t. So what we do now is we do gradient again. But this time I'm not going to use point A, point B. I'm going to use point Q and point B. Or you want to use point A, point Q also can. Because point A, point Q, the gradient will also comes out negative 28, right? Okay, let's use Q and B. So y minus y, 75 minus 0, and then t minus 5. Yeah, and it will equals to negative 28. Yeah, because they belong to the same line. They belong to the same line. So, of course, they have the same gradient. They share the same gradient, right? Okay, so 75 minus 0 is 75. And then the t minus 5, I will hantar atas jadi darab. But I will not expand. Yeah, you can see I never expand. I leave it like that because I'm planning to pindah the negative 28 down here like that. Yeah, like that is better, right? And then press the 75 divide negative 28. So 75 divide bracket negative 28. Okay, I got negative 2.67 blah 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 like that. 2.679 lah. Negative 2.679. And now I'm going to use the answer button plus 5. Because I'm trying to find t ma. So minus 5 plus 5. So answer plus 5, my calculator give me, in decimal is like 2.321. And the unit will be in hours. Automatic in hours one. Automatic one. Automatic. Because yeah, just now all the t is in hours also. So 2.32 hours. Let's hope that there's answer here. Yep, there is B-boy 2.32. Yep. Okay, that's it. Sudah siap. Continue. Okay, I see the word smart. So from 4 chapter 10, consumer mathematics, the financial management lah. Okay, diagram 13 shows the smart financial goals concept, which consists of specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound. Yeah, yang ni kena hafal. You have to remember this. Specific, measurable, yeah, the smart approach. Okay, so which of the following is the importance of setting smart financial goals? All right, in this chapter, you actually learn the steps to manage the financial, to manage the finance. And kalau tak silap saya ada 6 step ah. Okay, it's been a while since I since I do this chapter, so I forgot already. I think got 6 steps, yeah. And the one of the step, the first step is setting goals. Yeah, setting goals. And under setting goals, you learn about the smart approach. Yeah. Okay, so which of the following is the importance of setting smart financial goals? So I think I'll just read A, B, C, D and see which one makes sense. Okay, A, helps a person to spend without limits. Are you serious? No lah. A, the smart approach is to help you manage wisely, so that your goal is specific, is measurable, is attainable, is realistic, is time bound. Not for you to spend without limits. Okay, if it's to help to spend without limits, you don't need to be smart in your spending. You don't need to know about whether it's measurable, whether it's time bound, realistic. Yeah, so this is wrong. B, helps a person to manage spending and achieve financial goals. Okay, this actually makes sense, right? C, encourage a person to spend more for satisfaction. For satisfaction, no lah. You don't spend for satisfaction. You spend for having enough money to achieve your goals. Yeah, for financial goals. Okay, D, reduce the need for financial planning. No lah. This is for you to. Hey, this smart approach is for financial planning. What do you mean by reduce? So the B answer makes sense lah. Helps a person to manage spending and achieve financial goals. Yeah, yeah. This smart approach actually helps you achieve that. Yeah, correct. Okay, that's all. 37. Encik Ramli is a businessman with an annual income of 300,000. Annual income is pendapatan tahunan. So 1 year income is this. He owns a car and a bungalow. Which of the following taxes is not imposed annually on Ramli? Okay, road tax ada sebab dia ada car, so kena bayar road tax. Income tax kena juga because you punya income is like more than, yeah, it's like very high, so kena income tax. Property assessment tax kena juga. Cukai pintu is for orang yang ada rumah, yang ada property, so you have a bungalow, so kena bayar cukai pintu. D is the one lah, because they ask which of the following is not imposed. So sales and service tax is not imposed. Okay. Okay. While we are at this part, I want to mention about the authority also, the pihak berkuasa. So road tax is JPJ, cukai pendapatan income tax is LHDN, lembaga hasil dalam negeri ataupun in English IRB, Inland Revenue Board. C, cukai pintu assessment tax, dia punya authority is Majlis Daerah. In English, it's called District Council. And then sales and service tax, the authority ataupun pihak berkuasa is JKDM, Jabatan Kastam Diraja Malaysia. Okay, yeah, that one is also important. Sometimes they ask in paper 2. Sometimes they ask for you to write the pihak berkuasa. Okay, so make sure you remember that. Right, let's move on. Okay, 38. This looks like a transformation question from 5, chapter 5. Yeah, the gabungan transformasi. Diagram 14 shows K prime, L prime, M prime, N prime is the image of KLMN under enlargement at the center. Okay, when we doing this question, I always tell my student, you must label siapa image, siapa object. Because if you tak label, you will do wrong. So K prime, L prime, N prime, N prime is this one. So this is the image. And then KLMN is the object. So you can see the image is getting smaller. You jangan ingat mesti yang besar mesti image. Bukan, tak semesti. You kena baca soalan. So for this, actually the small one is the image. Now, calculate the scale factor of an enlargement. Scale factor formula is take the length of image divide length of object. But you have to take the corresponding side. So for example, if I take this side, then the corresponding side will be this. Okay. If I take the other side, then it will be wrong. Okay. So this one is this one. So this is 2 unit, this is 1 unit. But you cannot take 2 divide 1. It has to be 1 divide 2 because image divide object. And this is your answer, right? But if you bullet B, salah. If you bullet B, salah. You have to bullet A. So why you have to put a negative? Okay. When your object and image is inverted, your scale factor will be negative, right? So did you realize the object and image, they are actually inverted? Do you know what's inverted? Inverted means it's upside down. Upside down, right? So I want to mention a few things here. When your K is 1, your image same size. When your K is bigger than 1, your image bigger. And when your K is smaller than 1, smaller than 1 but bigger than 0. So I have to write in between. K in between 0 and 1, then your image gets smaller, right? Now, what if your K is, let me think, smaller than -1? Smaller than -1. Your image actually gets bigger. Yeah, bigger. But the image will be inverted lah. But it will be inverted. Inverted, and also the center of enlargement will be in the middle, meaning that the object and image will be at the opposite side from the center. Okay. Okay, is there anything else smaller than? Okay, satu lagi. When K is in between -1 and 0. So like -1/2 like that lah. Okay, this one image getting smaller also. Smaller but inverted because got negative. So basically what the basically when the scale factor negative, it affects the what? It doesn't affect the size. The negative has nothing to do with the size getting bigger or smaller. I repeat, the K negative doesn't have anything to do with the size getting bigger or smaller. The negative in the scale factor only means that the image will be inverted and the object and image will be at the opposite side from the center. Okay. Yeah. So that's why when the K is between -1 and 0, the image is still smaller. Yeah, because when we look at the okay, if you want to know image bigger or smaller, we only focus on the value. We don't focus on the positive, negative. We only focus on the value. And if the value is bigger than 1, then it's getting bigger. If it's smaller than 1, then it's getting smaller. The negative only affects the inverse. Yeah, it means the image will be inverted. And also the object image will be at the opposite side lah. Okay. Okay lah. Hopefully you understand. So that was it. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Okay, let's do 39. Table 2 shows mathematics marks of 30 students in a test. This is measures of dispersion, but it's for group data, so it's from 5. Chapter 6, no, 7. All right, measures of dispersion for group data. Why I know it's a group data? Because I saw the class. This is what we call class. Dalam bahasa Melayu, sukatan serahkan untuk data terkumpul. So 30 must be the total frequency lah. This is the X, this is the F. So find the mean. Okay, for group data, the mean, you have to use this formula. Sum of fx divide with the sum of f. Okay. Okay, just now actually I did do one question, right? I forgot which question. I think it's like yeah, I forgot lah. You can scroll back. But in this same video I actually did, but the one I did just now is the ungrouped data. And ungrouped data you don't have to multiply with frequency. For this one, you have to find the midpoint. Yeah. If it's a group data, you have to find the midpoint for the x, because your x is 1 to 20, so you need one number to represent the class, and we will use midpoint to represent. How to find midpoint? Lower limit plus upper limit divide 2. So 1 plus 20 divide 2 is 10.5. This one is 30.5, 50.5, 70.5, 90.5. You can use your calculator. Now darab, 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 and then after that tambah semua lah. Okay, so f darab x. So 2 times 10.5 plus 7 times 30.5 plus 5 times 50.5 plus 11 plus 70.5 plus 5 times 90.5, and I will get 1715. So that is the total of fx. But we have to divide with the total frequency. But total frequency they give already 30. So tekan this, you will get the answer. 1715 divide 30. Alright, the answer is 57.1666. So 57.17. So ada jawapan? Yes. B boy. Okay, that's it. Yeah, all you need to remember is the mean formula. So kalau dia group data, you have to find the midpoint lah. Just make sure you know that. That's it. Okay, finally we are at the last question. Number 40. Which of the following represents the graph of y equals sine x for x between 0 and 270? Okay, I actually know the graph shape, so it will be very easy. So A is y equals sine x. A is the answer. B is negative sine x. Yeah. Yeah, the amplitude is 1, so this should be negative 1. But why negative is because it's upside down. And then it's 1x because there's only one cycle. If you continue, there will be one cycle in 360. And the graph never shift up, shift down, so it's negative sine x. Okay, for C, let's try to write the correct equation. Y equals, okay, this looks like a cos graph. And the amplitude is 1, negative 1, so it should be negative cos x. Because the cos graph is upside down. And it's cos 1x because if you keep going until 360, you have one cycle. And the graph never move up, move down. So I don't have to plus, minus anything. So that's the answer. Okay, this one, amplitude 1, negative 1. So this must be 1. And it's a cos shape. So cos, and it's 1x also. Because if you keep going until 360, you end up getting one cycle in 360. And don't have to plus, minus anything because the graph never move up, move down. So yeah, A is the answer. Yeah, this one nothing for me to teach actually. The only thing is you have to hafal the y equals sine x punya shape. The sine x graph looks like this. 0, and the first coordinate here yang you kena hafal is 91. Next coordinate is 180, 0. And then when it's 270, it will be negative 1. And then 360. But they want you to draw until 270. That's why this part is removed. So A is the answer. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm finished. I finished the whole paper, right? Yeah, this is the last question. Okay. Okay, there's something here. I don't know what is this. Okay lah, maybe the person that took the picture, he never crop out this part. Okay, whatever. Okay, anyways, I'm done with the paper. Hope you learned something from this. Next video will be the Kelantan paper 2. Yeah. So that's all for this. And if you find my video useful, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, see you in my next video. Bye bye.